this case is preserved and given to the defense
Hey,
counsel.
good morning.
We can't release it to the media.
The five
and stuff like
officers
that, so I know
who
that there's been a lot of
brutally beat Tyre
found in
Nichols
the case and taking the case, and we'll preserve it all.
appeared in
It's all
court
been
today.
given
This
to
is
the
their
defense counsel.
first
Is it a
court
single frame of
appearance.
video? Is it a single frame of video?
Video from the scene in particular that may or may not have been shared.
Judge
Usually
reset
have
the
that for
case.
this type of case. And can you talk about that video?
You're talking about the video released
From May the 1st.
with the Castlegate camera?
No, actually, shot by a police officer at the scene.
I can't comment on facts of the case that may come up, during the litigation.
With the city releasing the video prior to this, did that hinder your case at all?
No, it didn't hinder our case. But our job remains the same. These 5 defendants are all entitled to fair trials, and that's what we're gonna do.
Is it a single frame of video that suggests Tyre Nichols was driving recklessly?
As I said, there's been video taken from all over the place, trying to get to the bottom of every fact of this case. We just have to wait and see as it plays out.
Anything else you'd like to say?
Good morning, welcome.
Well, I've gotten the pleasure to meet the Nichols family. They're heartbroken, and obviously it's a terrible thing. They lost their son. They love their son. They still love their son, and they're good people. I got to spend time with them this morning, and after I leave y'all, I'll be with them some more. I couldn't be more impressed by mom and the dad and the patience and the understanding they have with us and the state.
Court has been reset until May the 1st.
It's important that Tyre's honored.
All 5 of the bad cops was appeared together.
Any more officers could be involved in this?
Have you ever seen anything, or have you ever dealt with anything like this?
Both the questions. First, the investigation's ongoing. So is there a possibility of more charges? Of course there is. The general has been, my boss has been extremely clear that this is step 1. And today was just the start of the court process. And as you asked, the investigation goes on. We'll see where that leads.
Is this tough for you emotionally?
This is a terrible situation.
It's horrible.
And I think everybody's heart went out. Today's court date 1 to try to get some justice and to do what's right in this case, and we'll see it out to the end.
So you spoke about the family. It kind of been easy for the family to be.
Unfortunately, in this job, we deal with heartbreaking things after heartbreaking things.
I know this is kind of putting the cart before the horse, but we agree. Would you think that?
So cart before the horse may be the understatement.
I mean, is that even on the
This
table?
was,
Do you want to, or how determined are you to see this go to trial, to have this out in open court?
so this is day 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Just got an attorney. Now the attorney, the evidence, this is still being collected. So I can't comment on that. It's way too early, but what I can tell you is we are determined to see.
Well, girl, please ask good questions.
With the district attorney's office.
21 years.
And just 1 second, your work here and your time, how much experience have you had with the scorpion? How much experience have you had with the scorpion?
So we're gonna.
Sir, how much experience have you had with the scorpion?
Excuse me, y'all.
But no,
He's gonna end it. I'm sure it's in the video. Let him go.
Well, he aggressive, ain't he?
Let him go.
He aggressive, ain't he? Oh, wow. He said no, then they started grabbing him. Oh, my goodness.
You were just hearing from a representative from the district attorney's office telling reporters, including our Brittany Moncrief, who is in that crowd, that they are working to preserve all of the evidence. We saw that video that was released just 3 weeks
But y'all
ago.
remember, it's more evidence
That video, they say
that your
more
chief
is
has
in
not
all of
released
that
yet.
discovery and evidence, but we're going to go back out to Brittany because we're hearing from somebody else there in the courtroom.
We want to start out by saying that, understandably, the nation's heart is filled with frustration, with grief due to the death of Tyre Nichols, and we understand that. These emotions absolutely should be channeled into demanding.
He's a defendant attorney.
Our communities. It's also vital that we extend these demands to the way that we treat minorities and people of lower incomes in our criminal justice system. Let's not forget that my client is a black man in a courtroom in America. This is a country where black people are incarcerated at 5 times the rate of white people. A country where black people are 7.5
It was a black
times
man who
more
killed
likely
that black
to be
man, sir.
wrongfully convicted of murder than white people. Much has been said about the ways the system has failed Mr. Nichols. I will work tirelessly to make sure that the system does not fail Mr. Mills and that a fair outcome is achieved. I want to remind everyone that the resolution of this indictment, to which Mr. Mills has pled not guilty, must be carried out without sympathy or prejudice. That it must be based on the facts and the law and not the raw emotions that our country is currently experiencing. Justice for Mr. Nichols will not be achieved at the expense of justice for Mr. Mills. We have a very long road of investigation and litigation ahead of us.
Thank you for hitting the like button.
Again, I implore the public to be patient, to be cautious in judging Mr. Mills. We look forward to defending him. Thank you.
So why is he not guilty? Why is he not guilty?
Why is he not guilty? Why is he not guilty? Excellent question. Why is he not? How is he not guilty?
Well, you were just
Oh,
hearing
wow.
from Blake Ballin. He is the attorney representing Desmond Mills. He is one of the 5 former officers now charged in the death of Tyre Nichols. He went on to say that his client pled not guilty. That's the first we're hearing of any pleas being made in this case. He also went on to say that he is hoping the public won't rush to judgment of his client, going on to say that his client is still a black man in America in a courtroom, and he is hoping that justice as well for Tyre Nichols will be served for his client as well. Again, the first time we actually got to see those 5 officers outside of that video that was released just 3 weeks ago today, the first time in the courtroom, that whole proceeding taking just about 5 minutes, really quick in the
Real
courtroom.
quick.
Again, coming out of it, if you are just joining us, the next court date will be May 1st. We aren't sure how the other officers have pled in this case, but we do know that Desmond Mills is pleading not guilty in this case. You are taking a live look outside of that courtroom.
So
Let's take a
Desmond
look
Mills
at
has
how
pled
we got
not
to
guilty.
Where we are today, February 17th. On January 7th, officers pulled it first time in the courtroom. On January 7th, officers pulled over Tyre Nichols near Rains and Ross Road in Hickory Hill. They said he was driving recklessly. During a first encounter, video shows officers yanking Nichols out of the car and throwing him on the ground. Nichols then runs away. Video shows the officers catching up to him near Castlegate and Bear Creek, then beating him. It took several minutes before medics helped Nichols, and an ambulance took him to the hospital. Nichols then spent the next 3 days on life support in the hospital.
Wow.
On January 10th, 3 days after his traffic stop, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation announced Nichols died from his injuries. More than a week later, on January 18th, the Department of Justice announced its civil rights investigation into Tyre Nichols' death. We'll get back to that timeline in just a minute, but right now, DA Steve Mulroy is outside of the courtroom talking to reporters, so we're going to listen into what he has to say after this first court hearing.
Cases about characterizing these kinds of things, but I think it's fair to say that what we've learned so far is a cause for concern about an overall culture that needs to be revisited, and I think it really opens up the need for a broader conversation about police reform, not only here in Memphis and Shelby.
Thank you
but
for
I think
coming
across
in this early,
supervision
impromptu
within the Memphis
live.
Police Department.
Can you hit the
So
like button
we're
for
talking about
AunTeaFee? I
culture, and
appreciate
there's
it.
obviously a lack of accountability that CJ Davis said to the city council. As far as what you're seeing, do you think there's also what is your comment about the lack of supervision that was lacking that night?
Well, I mean, I think Chief Davis herself would probably acknowledge that a lack of supervision on that evening, was playing a role in what happened. And I think whenever you have these specialized units, that there is a danger that they can become.
Well, let him finish his sentence.
overly-
I don't know why she's pulling him away. Let him finish his sentence.
You're live on Skype.
Your spokesperson is trying to pull you away.
Tell me about
He is very aggressive.
with the culture of the Scorpion unit.
I mean, I think that's really a question better directed to the Memphis police folks. I just think in general, sometimes these units can become overly aggressive and they need more supervision. And that clearly was a problem that evening. And I think it opens up a broader question about reform. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Sure. There you go. Thank you for finishing
I
that.
needed to go.
Thank you for letting him finish that.
Texted you to go, right? Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh, wow. Something must be going on. This is the second time this done happened.
Well, we heard just a little bit of what DA Mulroy was saying, but he was talking about those specialized units. Of course, we know all of the 5 officers were in the Scorpion unit, and he was talking a little bit about how those specialized units
Hey, good
can
morning.
become overly aggressive.
Welcome to
He
the
started to go on
impromptu
talking about
live.
how
Hit the
they're
like button
looking at
for me,
reforming
please.
the police department and some of these units. Of course, we've heard a lot about the Scorpion unit and within the police department in the last few weeks since this beating occurred. Now, we do know that all officers involved in Tyre Nichols' death belong to the Memphis Police Department gang unit, which is the Scorpion unit. Chief CJ Davis jump-started this unit, and it's really similar to a unit that was shut down in Atlanta called the Red Dog
Yes.
unit. Now, she was also let go from that unit November 12th to 2021. Officers, though, hit the streets for the first time in the Scorpion unit. Mayor Strickland announced it, saying that it would clean up some of our streets. Scorpion is an acronym. It stands for Street Crime Operation to Restore Peace. Now, the purpose was supposed to focus on reducing violent crimes and
Hey, Max Boogie.
hotspot areas or high
Good
crime
morning.
areas throughout the city. We don't know
I
a lot
just
about
jumped
the
on it
training
when
or
I
even
saw it,
the
child. You know
requirements
me.
for the Scorpion unit. What we do know, though, is Chief Davis did run that similar unit in Atlanta. It was called the Red Dog unit again, and they too
Hey,
are now
Mimi.
disbanded. That goes
Good
on to what
morning.
we just heard DA Steve Mulroy
Thanks for
saying
coming.
about these specialized units. That they sometimes have a lack of supervision and they can become overly aggressive.
One of the officers have already pleaded not guilty. Mims.
Somebody else may be speaking.
Thank you, Max.
We'll check back in with them.
Washika, thank you. Good morning. Hi, Clarinetta. Good morning.
I don't know if you all can you all hear me right now?
The officer, ex-officer Mims, has pled not guilty. He's the only one that put in the plea already. Can you believe that? The nerve.
Brittany, we see your shot up. Can you tell us what's going on outside?
What's going on with Miss Bryce? Oh, they ain't showed her. I hope she say something.
Right now we're waiting outside.
That's why I was trying hard to hurry up to go live. I couldn't even find the live button, child.
People coming one at a time, unplanned.
Hey, good morning, Deborah.
To each person that speaks, just a little while ago, you just
still going to jail. Yeah, you right. He going to jail.
He was talking about reforming the police department. And
he's still going to jail.
We heard some people talk about the supervision for the Scorpion unit.
But something going on because one of them media guys was getting very aggressive. They grabbing his shoulders like, oh, I found it ironic. Good morning, mentions. I found it ironic that the attorney Martin in Hernandez government has to say. Oh, I didn't even check that out. Oh my. Mentions don't do that to AunTeaFee this morning. Oh go. Oh, are you serious?
We're told that the family will be coming out shortly. I don't see them peeking through the window. Earlier I could see them through the window.
Oh wow, I will check that out. Thank you.
Outside for them to come. We don't know the exact time of when it's happening, but we're gonna stay posted here so that way we can catch them again. People have been coming out back to back, and so we've just been scrambling trying to get to each person that.
Because you know what AunTeaFee mentions. Y'all already know what I'm thinking.
Talked about.
It's all full circle, baby.
Nichols. I'm gonna step to the side because. Hey, Devin. This way. I'm gonna step to the side because there's another attorney.
Cocktails with Sean.
And we're gonna go over here and listen in.
The cute Kanye. Yes, ma'am. William B. Massey. Okay. Okay, let's go in.
Well, I mean, starting out with the notion that he's innocent until proven guilty, which is a rubric of our society in this country, number one. Number two, I know that there's been a lot of statements about Mr. Bean in the press over the last, month, and a lot of those statements are misleading about the person that he is. Mr. Bean has been nothing but a respectful, good young man throughout his life. And on that particular night, you look at an isolated incident and try to measure the person. So
we measuring the person.
About him as a person that's just flat out untrue. And you look at the level of involvement of each individual defendant. And in that particular case, he was doing his job. No more, no less. He never struck anybody. He never did anything other than his job. Right now, we're in a posture that I've never seen a person charged before anybody knows the cause of death. There's no definitive information regarding cause of death at all. And so we got 5 individuals charged with murder. I represent one, and it's an honor because at this point in time, I've never seen people jump to conclusions about an isolated part.
I want to pop him upside his head.
About what was supposed to have happened on a particular night. And
yes, the parents are there. They're waiting. That's what I'm waiting on for them to talk. Because this man right here talking foolish.
There should be justice for Tyre Nichols. Absolutely. But I also.
But you want to know how they beat him to death. Which one of the blows did it? Was it the baton or was it the steel toe shoes? Is that what you're saying, sir?
We heard from Mr.
Mr. Mean?
From Mr. Ballin.
Oh, I'm sorry.
His client wrote a statement. Has your client wrote a statement?
We've gone through a lot of information. There was a lot of information given on the front end during the time that when he was an active police officer and they were doing their inquiries at that time. There was certain information that was gleaned from my understanding administratively, but there's been no follow-up statements as of right now.
When they interviewed Hernandez with attorney William Massey, he said, and I quote, "Show us the tape." Oh yeah, you know what? Now that you said that, every last one of them beating that man. Oh, that sound like Player Cole.
Say that once again. I can't hear it because you got people that are part of the press that are saying things.
We've all seen the video. What in that video tells us that your client, Tadarius Bean,
Tadarius Bean never touched him in any way, striking him, period. Tadarius Bean has the ability as a law enforcement officer to make a lawful arrest.
Is that Player Cole?
Call coming in.
So is he finna argue with
this time? That's where we're standing right now.
Oh y'all, it's tense in there.
He was doing his job at that time, and he never struck him. And there has been no information that we have seen as of right now that indicates that there's a.
They all guilty. You right.
Any sort of information that we can rely on to say that it's murder.
Why didn't he intervene?
Oh yeah, he didn't use the right. Oh wow.
I think you hear his voice consistently saying, "Sit up, man, so you can get air," etc., and things like that. I think you hear him.
They all evil. You right. Tavia.
Tadarius Bean at no point in time.
He sound crazy. He can't even. He finna lose his breath.
A person who's doing his job.
Somebody to pop him upside the back of his head.
He didn't stop his colleagues killing a man. No. Why didn't he intervene and say enough? Stop.
Exactly.
I want to hear.
That's his duty as a police officer.
I'm gonna do something rare. Have you ever made an arrest?
No.
Have you ever jumped out?
Look at him.
Somebody who you think might have committed a carjacking, a robbery, a rape, a kidnapping. Have you ever done that?
I've never seen my
his job was to, if he's not involved, to call for help, to pull his. Ooh, let me stop.
To respond. If you're not on that, and to be absolutely clear, Mr. Bean was not. Mr. Bean was not on the first scene, so we don't know what happened.
Does he regret any of his actions that night?
I'm sorry.
Does he regret any of his actions that night?
He arguing for the one that looked like Yo Gotti.
On that night.
Tadarius Bean.
He wouldn't have been called to do his job.
Is there anything he'd like to say to the family of Tyre Nichols today?
I won't say what Mr. Bean says regarding the family. I will say that
what Mr. Bean say
regarding the family. Anytime you have a young man that dies, it's sad and it's a horrible thing, and we don't want that to happen. But as far as where we are as of right now, we're trying to see
sit down.
whether or not a person can get justice.
You right, Mimi. Sit your ass
At the time that at the conclusion of making the arrest, from my understanding,
he arguing for that one.
There were people that were on the scene that are professional health renderers, from my understanding. So to say that, yes, ma'am, I watched the video. Go ahead.
Have you seen all of the video at this point, or what?
I've seen it. I have.
Okay, so how many hours is it?
Did you have your glasses on?
Turn everything over.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I couldn't.
DA Mulroy says that there's 20 hours, essentially, of video. Have you seen all of that?
20
I've
hours.
seen it. We'll see it at the same time.
Will you have a motion to preserve all of the video from the route?
Right. We want that. Yes, we're joining that motion. I think one has been filed.
You're going to join that motion. How much more video do you think can be collected? Obviously, it's video that could possibly tell more of this story of this chase on foot between Tyre Nichols and the five.
Y'all hear that man in the back?
Or at least 2 or 3 of those officers. Do we know if
they all guilty? You right,
Mr. Bean,
Rashika.
one of the officers chasing after Tyre Nichols on foot?
Is it Washika?
I apologize. I just can't hear the whole question. I'm sorry.
You will clean your ears, and you couldn't see the video either, sir. Because what you saw and what we saw is 2 different things.
Possibly chasing Tyre Nichols on foot.
Or during the second scene. My client is on the second scene.
Right.
Right.
When going to the second scene, do we know if he's one of the officers chasing?
Yes.
Not going to the second scene, but at the second scene, yes, he's doing his job.
Okay, so
There's a situation
He playing on words.
somehow between Tyre Nichols and the officers involved that they knew each other and there was a reason why they were.
Can you hit the like button for me, please?
There are rumors. Can you comment on that?
I haven't seen anything to suggest anything at all. I haven't seen any of that.
What's your name, sir?
John Keith Perry.
I'll fire him. Well, I guess he's doing the job for his killers. I guess that's what he's supposed to do.
From Attorney John Keith Perry, who is representing Tadarius Bean in this case, in the death of Tyre Nichols, one of the 5 officers charged in his death. And as you just listened in and just heard, we asked a stream of questions, and he says that his
Hey, Sassy TV, good morning. Yeah, we together this morning early, ain't we?
Second scene, and he says that his client did not participate in the beating.
He lying. Oh, I can't stand people who lie. Oh, he gave me a headache, y'all.
Administering aid, and he says that his client did try to administer aid by asking Tyre if he could sit up and if he could breathe and if he had enough air. Now we did ask, does that mean
did y'all hear that? Did anybody hear any one of them officers say, "Can you breathe? Do you need help?"
And he was kind of unable to really answer that question. As you can see, emotions are riding high. You can hear it in the attorney's voice, as well as people who are standing around outside of the courtroom. You hear a lot of people that we've seen in the past, some of the protesters that are here, and they're angry. And the whole time that Tadarius Bean's lawyer was speaking with media, you heard some of the protesters, shouting back at him and going against whatever he said and saying that, no, these officers were involved in his death and should be charged and should be found guilty. That was coming from the protesters. And so right now you can kind of see still the attorney going back and forth. This is one of the protesters.
One in the middle. He already done pled not guilty. Who is the judge? Oh, I didn't see that part, Deborah. I'm sure they're gonna go back.
And so
I don't
again explain what that could be like for an officer when they are responding to a call. And that was his response to that question as to
somebody interrupted my
help out or to stop the other officers.
Now it won't allow me. Hold on.
So he responded by asking a question back to the media, basically saying again, have we ever arrested anyone? Do we know what it's like to be in an officer's position and to be in a position where you may
and
know
we're back.
What the person that you're pulling over or arresting may have, what they may be doing, what they're
now I'm on the big screen.
So that was his response to
since
that
they
question.
started playing with me now I'm on the big screen.
About all of the people coming forward with complaints against.
Can y'all hear it?
You've been talking to Montarius Harris. Do we know again what time he will or is supposed to be in court today?
Are y'all able to hear?
We don't have that just yet. I did speak with one of the deputies here, right outside of the courtroom where the 5 officers for Tyre Nichols' case or investigation were, and they told me that they weren't sure the exact time as well. But once we leave here and once we finish speaking with everyone, we'll head out.
Can somebody tell me if you can hear?
District Attorney Steve Morroy. It looks like he's shaking hands with Mr. Van Turner, who is the president of NAACP, the Memphis chapter. I do see the investigator and Ben Crump heading out to
I don't know, Deborah. It just yanked me down.
Sure
okay,
exactly
good.
where they're headed, but we're still going to remain outside.
This is a better view anyway, so I'm glad. Yes, we can hear you. Thank you, Gary.
So I'm not sure exactly where they're headed. I'm trying to peek out the side, but I did see them go to the side.
Okay.
We will remain here.
It's a better view, it ain't it? Okay, since
like
they want to play.
They're starting to stand on the inside. So they could be coming out momentarily.
Okay. We will let
We
you
waiting for the
make sure
parents.
You are there in place for when they do come out. We'll check in with Brittany in just a moment when the family of Tyre Nichols.
Thank y'all for coming in. Hit the like button for me, please.
Again, after those 5 fired former officers were in court this morning, again, the court.
It's way better. Awesome. See what they did? They made me come to the big screen.
And those 5 officers facing several charges, including second-degree murder. And this was the first time that we have seen those 5 officers outside of that video that was released just 3 weeks ago today. We've heard from several people after this court hearing. That includes Attorney Blake Ballin, who is representing Desmond Mill. We've heard from John Keith Perry. He's representing Tadarius Bean. We've heard from a representative from the district attorney's office saying that right now their job is preserving all of the evidence. We saw that video that was released 3 weeks ago. That was just about an hour. We are told that there are at least 20 hours.
20 hours, y'all, of evidence,
we are
video.
Just continuing to keep updated with this case. You are looking at those 5 officers on your screen. Now, the charges they're facing: second-degree murder, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping while possessing a weapon, aggravated kidnapping causing bodily injury, misconduct charges we know they're also facing as well. And again, we know that these 5 officers were part of a Scorpion unit. It's an anti-gang unit that was started just 2 years ago. Mayor Jim Strickland announcing that, I believe in the fall of 2021, saying that these units were supposed to help clean up some neighborhoods. They called them in hotspot neighborhoods. Now, Brittany, I was talking about Montarius Harris. He's someone who has come forward saying that he was also beaten up by the 5 officers who are now charged in Tyre Nichols' death. Now, we have heard several other people come forward saying that they too had complaints against the Scorpion unit. Now, we did talk to the law firm representing Montarius Harris, and they told us that they've gotten at least 5 calls a day.
5 calls a day.
Unfolded with people claiming that they also had run-ins with the Scorpion unit. We heard District Attorney Steve Mulroy say that a lot of times when you get these specialized units, there's a lack of supervision, and that can lead to these units becoming overly aggressive. The law firm said that they've never seen anything like this with just 1 unit. They say that this could lead to damaging lawsuits for the city if
Absolutely.
these claims prove to be
That's why
true.
that chief don't want to show her face. That's why she running, y'all.
From people living
From the media.
Hickory Hill, Orange Mound, Whitehaven. We know those are predominantly Black neighborhoods in Memphis. That law firm, the Spence law firm, said that they have gotten just numerous calls, and they've all been from Black men complaining against this 1 unit. Now, we do know that Montarius Harris was not the only person. Again, I've just mentioned how many people. We also heard from Kadesha.
People
Towns.
wonder
She
why
said she
MPD
was
won't
trying to
just
get
show
a
us
new
Young Dolph
Redbox
tape.
and
Yo,
parts of
Young
it.
Dolph
When
family don't
multiple
want that
police
tape
officers
shown.
Responding to a shooting came up to her.
It's not just MPD.
Y'all
Have to remember with that, Marcus is still alive, and he is a witness, and his life is still in danger. So I can't co-sign that one.
With the Atlanta Police Department, the complaints
Hold on, let me
against
stand up.
another organized crime unit that she created.
Yeah, I can't co-sign that one. It's about
Moore
Marcus.
says that the police department handled other encounters with members of the Scorpion unit properly, that Tyre Nichols could still be alive today. Now, a lot of those people coming forward, they're bringing lawyers and filing lawsuits. Again, I mentioned could be damaging for the city of Memphis, which also means it could be damaging for taxpayers.
Oh yeah, that's who gonna pay it.
Specialist Hayborn Ferguson says that most lawsuits filed so far are civil suits, meaning that the people are seeking monetary damages. Ferguson says That won't be a big concern for the 5 officers that are fired and charged in Tyre's death, but of course, again,
Thank y'all for coming in. Can you hit the like button for AunTeaFee?
the bigger focus for those officers now is the possibility of federal charges. Now, those could carry life sentences. Again, what we saw this morning, just on the local level, that's court.
Y'all, I'm not for the death penalty, but I don't know if the citizens should have to pay for that for the rest of their life.
If it is proven that there was a lack of training and a pattern of police misconduct, especially within this unit.
Yeah, the chief brought this mentality over from Atlanta.
If they find a pattern, a reoccurring pattern of abuse, that they may want to go back and review some of the convictions.
Hit the like button.
Cams, it should be pretty easy to.
Oh, thank you, Linda.
Conduct that was violent to the community of Memphis.
In the lawsuits and responsibility and liability, we're going to go check back in with Brittany, who is live outside of the courtroom this morning. We've heard from a lot of people. Brittany, is there any update to when Tyre Nichols' family will be talking?
Because they might say something. I'm gonna tell them just in case.
Okay, show that out. But I hear Makita's showing bloggers, so you know.
Attorney Ben Crump and Tyre Nichols' family are actually going to do a press conference, but they're going to do it on another floor. So what we're going to do is we're going to head out to go down to a different floor, so that way we can be there for that press conference. They're not going to speak to us.
For some reason, Raven thought it would be a good idea to show the blogger.
That's what space.
Well, yeah, he admitted it. He said he saw it.
That way we can hear from Attorney Ben Crump and the family of Tyre
So
Nichols
forget
shortly.
MPD.
So we're gonna,
everybody needs to ask Raven.
We're going to head down there so that way we can be set up in time for that press conference.
I'm being messy, y'all. Let me
Check
stop.
back in with you in just a moment, Brittany. Thank you for staying on top of that outside of the courtroom. Again, if you are just joining us this morning, just about an hour ago now, the 5 fired former Memphis police officers charged in the death of Tyre Nichols.
Thank y'all for coming in. Can you hit the like button?
5 minutes. The judge said that he is asking for patience in a case like this, and he pushed the next court date to May 1st. So that is the next time that those officers will be in court. And again, when they walked into the courtroom, this was the first time that we actually got to see those 5 officers outside of that video that was released just 3 weeks ago today. We've heard from several of their attorneys, one representing Blake Ballin, representing Desmond Mills, as well as John Keith Perry, who represents Tadarius Bean. Now, from those 2 attorneys, they're also asking, while they did show remorse for Tyre Nichols' family, they say that they're also asking for justice for their clients. Blake Ballin saying his client, Desmond Mills, is pleading not guilty. John Keith Perry saying that he said his client, Tadarius Bean, never hit Nichols. Those are just some of the new things that we have heard out of this case. Again, we just saw about an hour worth of video about 3 weeks ago.
Can y'all believe that?
We are told that there are at least 20 hours of
Oh,
video.
Okay. Maybe he kicked him.
And information and
Since he liked to play on words. He didn't hit him. Did he kick him?
Again, February 17th, the first time we have seen those officers in court. But it has taken a while since that January 7th day to get to here. So let's take a look at everything that has happened within that time. On January 7th, officers pulled over Tyre Nichols near Rains and Ross Road in Hickory Hill. They said he was driving recklessly. During a first encounter, video shows officers yanking Nichols out of the car and throwing him on the ground. Nichols then runs away. Video shows the officers catching up to him near Castlegate and Bear Creek and beating him. It took several minutes before medics helped Nichols, and an ambulance took him to the hospital. Nichols then spent the next 3 days on life support in the hospital. On January 10th, 3 days after his traffic stop, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation announced Nichols died from his injuries. More than a week later, on January 18th, the Department of Justice announced its civil rights investigation into Tyre Nichols' death. Then on Friday, January 20th, Memphis police named and fired 5 officers involved. On Monday, the 23rd, the family's autopsy report revealed Nichols died from extensive bleeding caused by a severe beating. This happened the same day the family viewed the video of the beating. On January 26th, nearly 3 weeks after the initial traffic stop, the 5 officers involved now arrested and charged. 4 days later, on January 30th, MPD releasing the name of a 6th officer involved who's now fired. February 1st, Tyre Nichols' family laid him to rest.
Wow.
We have spent a lot of this morning talking about the officers, but I do know that we had that video of Tyre Nichols skateboarding. Can we get that up on screen? Let's take a moment to remember the person that unfortunately is no longer with us today. This is Tyre Nichols, just 29 years
I
old.
take my life
His
back
mother,
on
Rovon
3
Wells, saying he
devices
was
since you
coming
deleted my
from
small
Shelby
comment.
Farms when
I didn't
that
delete your
traffic
small
stop happened. It
comment,
was one of
London.
his favorite
I'm
places in
holding
the
a
city.
laptop.
He was actually
That
from
means that
Sacramento, born in
YouTube
Sacramento.
deleted
He
it
moved
automatically. I mean, you can
down
take
to
your life
Memphis with
back,
his
but I
parents,
haven't deleted
Rovon and
anything. I'm
Rodney
holding
Wells.
my tablet
During the
recording.
pandemic, he was
I
trying to
got both my
work
hands on the
a better
tablet.
life for him and his son. His son just
Y'all need
4
to
years
understand
old.
that YouTube
Mother saying
guidelines
he
have
loved
changed.
photography,
Some words that are used,
skateboarding.
they will
Again, that
automatically
funeral
remove it.
for
So
Tyre
get your
Nichols
story
was
together.
February 1st.
Don't lie
It
on
was
me.
at Mississippi Boulevard.
I accept
Reverend Al
apologies though,
Sharpton delivered the eulogy there.
but
Again,
do what you
bringing
do.
that call for justice for
London
this
Bridges.
29-year-old you see on your screen right now. His mother often saying that she believes her son was sent on an assignment, that this doesn't
Good
happen to
morning,
anyone else. Unfortunately,
London
through
Bridge.
this case, we have heard from a lot of
I'm
other
sitting up here
people
holding
saying
a
that they
tablet for
have
my
gone into the
subscribers, and you
same
come in there with
unit,
that
the same
foolishness.
unit that those 5 officers were part of, that Scorpion unit,
I
saying that they
mentions.
too were
I done
treated
did a whole
badly.
video
A
on
lot of
that.
law firms saying that the
This
Scorpion unit and the
mentions.
client,
Where you
potential
been?
clients that have come forward are Black men from predominantly
That's
Black neighborhoods
my
in
story.
Memphis,
That's my
Hickory Hill,
theory.
Orange
That it
Mound,
was a
Brighton,
mistaken
no,
identity.
Hickory Hill
That's why
is
they
where
beat that
Tyre
man like
Nichols
that.
was
That's
shot.
my
That
truth
video
until they prove
really
me
comes to light,
otherwise.
showing Nichols being yanked
He
out of
looked
the
just
car.
like Marcus. That's why they
Officers
beat
yelling
him
at
like
him and
that.
saying, "I'm just
Because
trying
there
to get
is a
home,"
bag on
knowing
Marcus'
that
head.
Castle Gate and Bear Creek was just yards away from his
Now,
mother's
Midge, that's
house.
why.
That is where that beating, that sent him to the
Man,
hospital
where you
and life
been?
support took place.
I got a whole. You
Again,
better go back into my
remembering Tyre
archives.
Nichols,
About
the
a week ago,
29-year-old
I done did a
of
whole.
skateboarding, loved the
Oh yeah,
49ers,
baby,
again,
AunTeaFee been
from
on that.
Sacramento. Also,
Go
a father,
check it out.
a brother.
It was a
All of
bag
his
on
family
Marcus'
came
head.
for that funeral that
That's why
happened
that
just
man
a
took
few
that
weeks
picture and passed
ago.
it out to 5
Now,
people.
that also
Wasn't about
brings
no
us
female.
to today. Again, that
Good
case
morning,
was reset
Grateful.
May 1st. All
1509.
5 officers involved in Tyre Nichols' death did again work under that Scorpion
Deborah,
unit. It
he
was
said
part of
he
the
late.
Memphis
Oh
Police
yeah,
Department.
mentions you
It's
late,
supposed to be
baby.
an anti-gang
They
unit
thought they had
for hot
Marcus.
spots, but
They was trying to
what
get
we've heard
that
from several
case
people
thrown
who've had
out
run-ins with
because
them,
he's the key
that it
witness.
has, as DA Mulroy said, that these
Haley,
specialized units can lack
that
supervision and
exactly,
can become
and
very
now
aggressive, and a lot of people are starting
that
to come
lieutenant
forward
that got
saying
fired
was
that
the
they don't
case
want to talk
within
about,
this
his
unit.
last name is
Again,
Smith.
that has lawyers saying that
I could just
because of what's happened with these 5 officers
yes,
and being in
ain't
court
been
today, that
on that.
means
Yep.
that a lot of these cases
Thought
that
it was
these
Neiman
officers
Marcus.
have
You
worked
right,
for,
Sabrina. They thought they had
they could be
Neiman
up for review.
Marcus.
They could be subject to
Not
lawsuits.
Demon.
That could mean the
Neiman.
city is going to have to pay up
Absolutely.
millions. And if you think about it, that could have a
Smith
trickle-down effect
could
in tax rates
what's the
coming to
little,
that
the boy that done
millions
got
because of
super
this
fat
unit.
in Cornelius
And a
Smith,
lot has come
Justin Smith,
CJ
Lil
Davis
Migos
on
Smith,
the line because
that other
he
lieutenant
also
that they done
started
secretly
this
let
unit
go,
that's
Hill
very
Smith.
similar to one that
Yeah.
you had in Atlanta.
They was trying to
That
get
was
rid of
also
that
shut
Dolph
down. Again,
case by
Mayor
getting
Strickland
Marcus. That's
announcing
my
the start of
assumption.
the Scorpion
That's
unit
what I
in the fall,
see.
I said earlier, but November 12th, 2021, that is when the
Yes,
officers
there's
of
a
the
bag
Scorpion
on
unit hit
Marcus'
the streets
head.
for the very first
It was a
time.
bag on
Scorpion,
Dolph.
if you're
It
not
was a
familiar,
bag
it's an
on
acronym
Glock.
that stands for
They was
Street
expecting
Crimes
Key Glock to
Operations,
be
restore
with
peace,
Dolph
purpose.
that day.
Again,
He was
because
supposed
the
to have
focus
been
on
killed that
reducing
Monday.
violent crimes. It was the
They did
homicides
not get
and
him.
carjackings that we have heard and talked
Glock
about
was supposed to be with
unfortunately
him. The
seen or
hit
maybe
was
even
on
been
them
witness
two.
to in Memphis all too
Marcus
often.
was
It's
with
supposed to be in
him.
hotspot areas,
Now
like
that
crime
Marcus
areas
is the
throughout
sole
city.
primary
But
witness,
what
there's
we're
a bag
seeing
on his
moving
head.
forward,
That's why we
it
don't see
seems that those
Marcus. That's why they
neighborhoods
not gonna
have
show
been
that tape.
predominantly
That's
black
why.
neighborhoods.
Let's
We
just
don't
get
know
to
a
the
lot
meat and
about the
potatoes.
training
That's
that
why
comes with this unit
Tyrese
or the
was a
requirements to meet
lookalike victim.
What we do know, though, is Chief Davis did
Hey,
run
straight
that same unit in
ballin'.
Atlanta, and it was called
Good
the Red Cross
morning.
Unit, another specialized unit.
The Smith
Again,
clan,
that
right,
was
Sabrina
disbanded.
Natalie.
Now, we have talked a lot about the 5 officers there. And we also know there was a 6th officer who was
Really
on
real.
scene, Preston Henson.
Absolutely.
Now, he isn't in court today.
So
but he
that's
is
the
tied.
411
They also say that he was the one that
mentions
initially deployed
my tea sippers know that already. Yes.
In that first video, he deployed his taser.
They want coffee to bitch. Yeah. Yeah.
Got in trouble for
So
that.
yes, they want him off the bench.
But again,
They thought they had Marcus. They was gonna beat him to death.
A lot about
Haley sent the picture. Lieutenant Smith came, saw that it wasn't the right person, stood there, didn't know what the fuck to do. Set him up, sent the medics off. We got it. Trying to let him die out.
Was a victim of these specific
and they got busted.
Who were in court today.
Because there is a witness, a civilian witness, who got it all. That's why it's more video footage. Because there is a secret civilian who got pictures and video. That's why the chief don't want to talk. Yeah, her name may come up in that. Yes, there's a lot of people who are on CMG's payroll on this force. Let's just get to the real meat and potatoes of it all. They thought they had Marcus. Hit the like button for AunTeaFee.
The police department had handled other
hit the like button.
With members of the Scorpion unit properly.
Become a tea sipper. Join the membership. My tea sippers know this.
Brittany's been staying on top of his case. He is actually supposed
right,
to be
Deborah. Right, Mimi. Right, my tea
facing
sippers know this already.
To the Scorpion unit, but that is just an example. Who knows what will happen with his case, because the officers who he said arrested him, who he said harassed him, are these five officers who are also in court today. So does this mean now that all of their cases are going to be looked at, possibly dismissed or overturned? That would include Harris's and several others. And that
thank you for hitting the like button. Yeah,
AunTeaFee. We already know that a lot of them are hiring.
We just waiting for the dots to fill in.
We did speak to certified criminal trial specialist Claiborne Ferguson. He says that most of the lawsuits right now that have been filed are civil suits, meaning that the people are just seeking monetary damages. But Ferguson says that won't be a big concern for the 5 former officers charged in Nichols' death. He does suggest the bigger focus for them now is the possibility of federal charges after they go through the court case here on the local level. Those federal charges, they could carry life sentences for these men. As for the city of Memphis, again, it could be facing a lot of money on the line, liable and millions
that the taxpayers gonna pay.
There was a lack of training and pattern of police misconduct.
It wasn't lack of training. They was trained to do that. It's the same way they did that Red Dog when she was in Atlanta. Don't be lying. They was taught to do this.
And looking at the body cams, it should be pretty easy to determine.
They were comfortable at doing it.
That was violent to the community of Memphis.
They were beating a lot of those. Absolutely. And I may owe what's the baby? Jalen. I can't think of his Mackenzie. I may owe his family an apology. I tried to reach out to him.
Coming to all of the
yeah, that was that weekend. Latarius Taylor was shot and killed.
Speaking out, some of the defense attorneys speaking earlier about,
and the family was saying that the police shot him,
holding them accountable.
And I'm up here saying, with TB, I need to clear him, you know, AunTeaFee. Now I'm like, do they need to reopen that case? And that young man was from Atlanta.
Started pretty promptly on time, only lasted about 5 minutes. The judge asking for patience, pushing back the court date until the 1st. We were supposed to hear how those officers were pleading in this case. We only know right now, Blake Ballin, the attorney for Desmond Mills, says that his client is pleading not guilty. He said that
the chief in hot fish grease.
Family,
oh yes, Sabrina, she,
for his client.
Baby. I mean, she not in just hot fish grease. She in piping hot fish grease. With fish grease should have been changed months ago. You know, it burned quick when it's old and it's funky.
There are a lot of untrue statements out there about his client. He said his client was just
dirty grease ass.
He was never part of the first arrest, and that his client came to the second.
She in trouble, baby.
What was going on. He said his client.
Well, her eyebrows pretty.
Oh, our crew on the scene did ask, but he didn't stop Nichols from being beaten. Does that hold him liable? The attorney couldn't really answer that question. He says that he feels
I believe she in
process is not being
I
played
believe
with his client, again, to Darius Bean. He also said that
I believe she knew to a certain degree, and that's why the U.S. Marshals name was in there.
If that counts as administering aid, he wasn't quite
You
clear
see,
on
Tyre
his
Nichols
answer
ain't,
with that
what's his
one
name?
either, but he said that his client,
Miller,
Darius Bean, again, was
the
never
Marshal,
on
U.S. Marshal
that first
Tyrese.
scene. Now, we've also heard from the district attorney's
Oh, I can't even think of
office.
his
We heard
last
from a
name now.
representative who was expressing how important it is
Miller.
that evidence is preserved
He ain't
in
said
this
nothing.
case. 3 weeks ago today, we saw that horrific
He
video.
now, nigga,
And
now
we
on her
saw
now.
an
Oh, now,
hour
nigga,
of
now.
video. They say there are 20 hours of video in this case that have yet to be released. That is the evidence that they are trying to preserve. The evidence that will.
Can y'all hit the like button, please? Thank y'all for coming in. I really appreciate y'all.
The defense attorney.
No.
Great
for you know I ain't get wrapped too tight.
We'll see it when the public sees it. So again, we also heard from District Attorney.
She was all in his face
He
before.
was talking about the level of reform.
Who I owe apology? Oh, it went away.
County council, city council, a lot of our elected officials now looking at ways to reform the Memphis Police Department.
AunTeaFee will apologize. I ain't too big to apologize. I hold people accountable when they wrong me. So if I owe you one, I need to see the comment again now. I think it was Deborah.
It was an anti-gang unit, but he says these specialized units can lack supervision. That's something they're looking into.
You gonna owe me an apology.
The supervision in these units. He says these specialized units can become overly aggressive, and that is what we saw on that video, he says, and he says that is something that they're looking into.
I'm not gonna bag no dirty cops killing folks.
CJ Davis,
I got men in my family. Oh no, absolutely not.
That she was not called about this until 4 that morning. Again, we know that the initial traffic stop happened around 8. We
Thank
are
you,
also
Deborah.
told that the family of Tyre Nichols, Rovon, and Rodney Wells and Ben Crump are holding that press conference.
Sky Cop, Church Chicken, across the street from Akitas, got something. They got the footage. That's why they know they got who, but it's other, okay, let me say this. I think that there are other people involved. That's the reason why they don't want to, okay. There is still a lot of evidence that they have, and there's still more people that need to be brought in. Let me say that. It was 2 carloads for the people. Walk down gang and Chula Mafia. I'm gonna leave that right there. I mentioned, did you hit the like button? Did you join the membership so you'll be become a subscriber so that you will be, on point early on? Dropping gin. Okay, there we I'm dropping some serious raw and uncut diamonds. Yes, indeed. And naming names, ain't them? I said walk down gang and Chula Mafia. It was 2 carloads. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Bling bling. Bling bling. Yes. I'm showing my diamond teeth. Ain't that how they do it? Oh yeah, and there is. Oh, you talking about for the Tyrese case? Dolph. I just want I want to hear from Morris Hill that was supposedly in the back counting cookies and bagging cookies, because that's who O'Gurt is protecting. Yeah, and she knew people was thinking that was Cato 2 time, and that wasn't Cato 2 time, so we can get on off of that one. I have confirmed that it is not Cato 2 time. Morris that was in the back counting cookies is not Cato 2 time. Okay, let's listen, y'all.
Good morning. I'm Attorney Ben Crump, along with Attorney Tony.
Bless his family.
Judge Ernestine Doyce, and Attorney Van Turner, who's also the president of the NAACP chapter here in Memphis, Tennessee. Kareem Ali, my investigator, and our legal team. We have the honor of representing the family of
Congratulations,
Tyre
being
Nichols.
corrupt to your new
Present
law school.
with us is his
Being named
family
after you.
members, in particularly his mother, Rovon Wells, and his father, Rodney Wells, who will give very brief statements this morning
Let me get in a better position.
in the aftermath of the arraignment of the 5 officers that have been indicted for the murder of Tyre Nichols. Also, it's important to note that this was very emotional, and there were a lot of things that were not said in the courtroom today in the proceeding, but it was a very informative day as we move closer to justice. And our legal team and the family of Tyre Nichols wish to express gratitude to District Attorney Steve Mulroy, Paul Hagerman, and the entire District Attorney's team, who is charged with prosecuting this matter on behalf of Tyre Nichols, as they do with every citizen in this jurisdiction. We are again relieved that they have given information to try to dispel some of these rumors and innuendo that we keep being bombarded about, that somehow this was something personal. No, we are aware
Come on.
that there were photographs that were taken and none of them were sent to all of these rumors that are out there in the social media world.
How many cases has
The
been won?
family
I don't know.
with enough
So it was not about a female.
and their brave fight for justice than to have to deal with all these salacious rumors. I know in George Floyd they had to deal with them talking about
Told you it wasn't about the female.
knew somebody who
They thought that was, see,
Floyd,
y'all know, remember how
knew that
skinny
was the reason
our Marcus
he
is?
on his neck, and then in Botham Jean's case,
Yep.
he was killed in the apartment by the white policewoman. They alleged that they were having some kind of affair, which all were bogus and untrue. And just like with Tyre Nichols, all these rumors that are circulating are bogus and untrue because we have the text messages. The prosecutors have been able to verify exactly who those pictures were sent to. We want to remain laser focused on is getting justice.
Yes, he can pass for Marcus. Absolutely.
The legacy of Tyre Nichols.
Especially on that picture and the one with him smiling. Because at this point, we don't even know if Marcus still have dreads or not. We haven't seen him in over a year.
So you're going to hear from Rodney Wells.
So imagine Marcus without dreads, or either imagine Tyre with dreads, and they look just alike.
And why they had to be here today for this arraignment of the.
Go back and watch that video when we finish this live. The AunTeaFee uploaded about a week ago.
Tyre Nichols. And I think it's important to note that even though we want everybody to get through the process.
They have. Oh, they have the messages. Yes, a sunflower. So they know that it wasn't about a female.
But as Police Chief Davis
telling y'all, they thought they had Marcus.
It's important that we take swift action. It's important
I'm glad he
that
said
we move
that.
swiftly towards justice. So we don't want there
It's
to be
all full
any
circle.
unnecessary delays in prosecuting this case with respect to everybody having their day in court. Those officers get to have their day in court, but my God, Rovon Wells and Rodney Wells get to have their day in court. And we don't want this to be forever. We got video. when people in our community do something on video, it don't take a long time to prosecute them, right, Attorney Turner?
That's
it don't
right.
take a long time. And so, first you will hear from Mr. Rodney Wells, the father of Tyre Nichols.
Bless you, sir.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rodney Wells. I had to be here today to make sure that justice gets done for our son. This is a glorious day. This is the beginning of the process. So, statement's going to be very short, and I'm just glad to be here. Our family's glad to be here, and I appreciate everybody coming out.
Bless you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Wells. And now you will hear from Tyre's mother, Miss Rovon Wells.
Bless you.
Everyone. Thank you for being here. As my husband stated, this is the beginning of the process. We're going to be here at every court date so that they can know that we're here.
And that y'all loved y'all son, and they made a mistake that they will pay forever.
I don't know. I feel, it's funny because I feel very numb right now.
You
I
should.
feel very numb.
Man,
and
this
I'm
is too
waiting
much.
for
Oh, I pray that, this is just horrible.
this nightmare basically that I'm going through right now. I'm waiting for somebody to wake me
You
up.
up.
Right. I'm really waiting for somebody to wake me up. But I also know that's not going to happen. Okay. I know my son is gone. I know I'll never see him again. But we have to start this process of justice right now. And I want
Me
each and
too,
every one
grateful.
of those police officers to be able to look me in the face. They haven't done that yet.
They can't.
Didn't even do that today.
They can't.
They didn't even have the courage to look at me in my face after what they did to my son. So they're gonna see me at every court date. Everyone.
Exactly.
And
Me too.
until we get justice for my son.
Amen. Hold up.
And so, yes.
Justice for
And note the choice of words that
Yeah, it's so sad.
Rovon used.
Yeah, every court day. May the 1st, we'll be back.
She told Judge Dorsey and us they didn't have the courage to look me in my face. Not dignity to look me in my face, because when you look at the video, there was no dignity there. But they didn't even have the courage to look at her in her face, and that's what she came to the courtroom to see today.
Nigga, look at me.
Her in her face.
I want you to look me eye to eye.
How could you do this to my son?
Absolutely.
Okay. No. Wait.
Chief needs to resign. I agree.
Okay. All right. We'll take a few questions.
What did you think when you heard the words not guilty?
Well, sir, they're going to say that. You know, that's a procedure that everyone's going to say and do. I'm going to leave it up to the district attorney's office and to get them prosecuted and everything, and then they'll find
so they all entered the plea
they'll
today.
find them guilty, I should say. So them.
But Smith already gave a
saying they're not
statement.
guilty, that's a preliminary thing. Everybody's going to say that. And I was expecting it, so it wasn't nothing new.
Okay. Judge Ernestine Dorsey is going to make some remarks before we continue the questions. Judge Dorsey says,
retired Judge Ernestine Hunt Dorsey, and let's not get me out of place, because I want you to know that the process is the process, and I'm about transparency, so that's the first thing I had to tell you. I was retired, but it's good to see the country and the state still interested in what's happening in our community, and especially in the prosecution of this case.
Yeah, y'all put it in our face.
This case is a case that's pretty much going to be a cornerstone.
Absolutely.
You know, when the builders start rejecting stones, but this is going to be a cornerstone that the builders will not be able to reject. So that is what I see, and the process is.
Yeah.
Can you lay out what you think the next year will be in terms of this case? So the next hearing is in May, and then what is the next?
I can only do it, I mean, I've been a trial lawyer and I can tell you the process. It's not as swift, it's not as swift as the indictment.
Is my
But the
cornerstone.
indictment
Absolutely.
was the most important thing to get the wheels of justice to truly roll. And so this is going to be processed, and this
Justice for
Tyre.
Hi, Paula. Good morning.
Trying to slow the process. It's just how time is. And so most criminal cases don't come to trial, and I'm assuming this is going to go to trial. And can't tell you how long, but it's not going to be at the end of this year.
Steve, we know, like in
It better take a plea.
Case and Ahmaud Arbery's case, that there may be federal charges brought here. And so
Rico! Rico! Absolutely. Organized crime. Yes, auntie. It's full circle. Thanks for showing me, Speed. I'm in Washington State, and we don't have the news. Oh, okay. Grateful. I'm glad to know that. So I'll make sure to go live. May the 1st. I'll go ahead and take off half of the day. Make sure that I record it live.
Yeah. We again want to thank
But you're welcome.
Rovon Wells for her courage, Mr. Rodney Wells for his courage. It takes a lot to sit there in the courtroom and to face individuals who took actions that they did not have to take. Nothing that evening.
You're welcome, precious.
That we saw, that you saw.
Now hit the like button.
Tyre Nichols. And here we have a family. We have a son that's lost a father, and we just we feel their pain, and we're going to be here with them throughout the way. But let's also understand that this case is going to be a landmark decision, but it also needs to lead to policy.
Yes, Sabrina. Absolutely. Again, that's the part they don't want to say.
Tyre Nichols Police Reform Act.
Good morning, Dale.
The governor to sign the bill.
Welcome.
The governor, Bill Lee, needs to stand up for this family.
It's full circle.
We want the thoughts, we want the prayers, but we want action. Amen. We want this bill passed right now. The Tyre Nichols Police Reform Act.
Justice for both these young men. It may be a third, but you're right. Justice for Tyre and justice for Dolph. It's full circle, baby. They thought they had Marcus. It is definitely Rico.
We are really serious about justice for Tyre. We want to make sure that there's a swift prosecution and that these guys
y'all seeing CEO TZ popping up and popping out, Black youngster popping up, but who been real quiet is that other Smith boy, Lil Migo. Lil Migo, here's Smith, y'all. Yes, Dale, it is history.
President Turner, for your leadership.
Where Waldo?
You good?
Absolutely. Has anybody seen Little Migo? Has he had anything to say? He done got slapped and popped and everything else. His last name is Smith.
So I wanted to ask you, what's holding you together right now? What is sustaining both you and Mr. Wells?
The only thing I can tell you is the prayer.
Really grateful.
Everybody, I have people reached out to me from all over the world. I have received.
You are on top of it. Thank you, Sunflower.
That I don't even know. People are praying for our family. God is what's holding us up, and the fact that again,
I'm gonna check it out as soon as I put this down.
For the greater good. That's what's holding me up, and that's what's keeping me together. And the fact that I do have 3 other children that I have to stay strong for. Because if I break down, then they're going to break down. So
great for dropping jewels. Put them diamonds in the chat. CJ needs to resign. Yes, Dale, she does. And she knew it. She brought this mentality over from that Red Dog mess.
Certainly, the video speaks for itself.
You mentioned the photographs that were taken.
No, ma'am.
Police Chief Davis has said.
No, grateful. I had my bet with him with Mo 3. I'll never watch him again.
Apparently, this isn't the first time that particular
I was a
officer has
subscriber
done this,
then.
but we just wanted to dispel the rumors that the family were being bombarded with.
I don't have no
and they didn't
issue
wanna
with
have
him
to
though,
deal with
unless he
that
had one with me. But I don't watch him.
trauma and drama. So we want to clear that up once and for all.
Then what about
We do not.
Adele?
They know. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. My focus is the Maurice nephew, Morris, who was in the back.
No, we don't have the
counting
toxicology yet,
cookies
but we
allegedly.
feel confident that Tyre was not under any kind of
drugs,
intoxication or
no,
anything like that.
That was lies.
You know, Miss Ravon and Rodney, they know Tyre and what kind of person he was. Who Tyre was what you saw in that video. While everybody else was
Dang, that's the picture he looked like Marcus.
Using excessive force, Tyre was de-escalating, trying to do everything in his power to
He
remain
wanted to know
calm.
what
That's
you
Tyre
what you he was saying, wait, what are you
That the incident report that was authored that night does not line up exactly with reality.
Dad, I'm gonna come back to that.
From that report says that the officers came in contact with you that you thought your son's drink might have been spiked. Was that a fabrication?
Taken out of context.
Something taken out of context.
And so the prosecutor will deal with all of that.
Yeah, I can't go any further with it, but it was.
Yes, he looked like Marcus.
Completely out of context.
How you feel about
Completely taken
MTV
out
and
of
Martin?
context. We think
Having to
that
say, I'm gonna check
from the
into that.
beginning it was a conspiracy.
But that
to
was
cover
still
up
falling
this
to
murder.
me thinking that it's all full circle. But that may be a conflict of interest. Well, no, I guess they could all have the same attorney.
They did say that. We don't know when, but they said they out of respect for the family, they would let them see and hear the videos.
Right. He looked just like Marcus. Yes, he does look just like Marcus. If y'all go back to that thumbnail, when I put their pictures right together,
it is our hope that every
he looked more like Tyre looked more like Marcus than Dolph looked like Marcus to me, and that's I'm being honest.
And we will leave that for the prosecutors.
Mr. Crumpet, what is the timing of any civil litigation against the city of Memphis?
Well, we're trying to get the completed autopsy
report
in our hands, but we will
go back to that thumbnail. I've already did a whole upload about that.
Criminal culpability.
Folk thought I was crazy.
Accountability.
Until
my co-counsel
minus the dreads. Yeah, but Grateful, we don't know if Marcus still has dreads. He's been gone for over a year. When I say gone in hiding.
Accountability of these officers, it's about trying to prevent anybody else from being killed in this manner. One last question.
Who said we doing too much? Adele. Hey, bread truck.
No, I didn't see the text. They told us about the text, and they told us that
who doing too much?
All of this stuff that is rampant out there on social media is completely untrue. It's bogus, and they know that.
Yeah, I've been on
messages who they went to had nothing to do with all this stuff. That
I told y'all that.
Have been hearing on social media, and some of you have reported. And the only reason
it had nothing to do with no girl.
They thought it was important.
How many?
Important to speak to. So they were.
He sent that picture to 5 people. He sent it to the people he thought that he was gonna collect that hit.
Ancillary matter.
He thought it was. He thought it was Marcus.
The reason
he sent the picture out.
This happened to Tyre Nichols.
Send it to a lieutenant. Send it to some cops.
And practice
making it make sense. That's why he sent those pictures out.
That's
he
it.
thought
you don't need to go no further
that he was going to get paid. That's why that lieutenant that they done secretly let go, whose last name is Smith, came out there and looked at it and stood there. Like, God damn, we in trouble. That ain't him, y'all. That ain't him.
Constitutional rights and human rights.
So what's the photographer?
They don't do that in the white communities to white citizens. That is why Tyre Nichols was killed, because
so who was the photographer stunt?
Policing of black
I don't know what you're saying.
Thank you.
Mr. Cole, I live in the city of Memphis. A lot of Memphians are concerned that these officers are still on the street. A lot of these officers are still on the street.
What officer still on the street?
What do you?
They
We were
fired,
just
girl.
hearing from Attorney Ben Crump, the family
So,
of Tyre Nichols,
Dale,
Rovon, and Rodney
I'm more
Wells, as well as
concerned.
Van Turner, the
That picture look like
NAACP
Marcus.
chapter
Just
president
imagine
here
him
in
with
Memphis.
dreads.
Again, this is following the first court hearing for the 5
We don't know if
former
Marcus
Memphis
still
police
have
officers
dreads.
charged in the
If he
death
was
of
smart, he
Tyre
would have
Nichols,
cut him off.
29-year-old
But now that they done
swim trainer
killed
while
Tyre,
skateboarding, coming
hell,
home from
I
Shelby
don't know.
Farms, another
Maybe he
place
need to
he
go
loved, when he was
bald. I
pulled
don't know.
over for a traffic stop in Hickory Hills. He
But
now
we
says
don't
things
know if
that
Marcus still
prevent
have
the
dreads. Nobody
video a
knows
lot of
that.
us saw.
They
It
don't know
led to a
that. That's
beating
why
that put him in the hospital
the
in
guy who got
ICU
stopped
for
a
3
week
days
before
he ended
looked
up
like
dying from his
him.
injuries.
He looked like
Hearing his
him.
mother,
Cardell.
always hearing Rovon Wells
They
talk
don't
is
know what Marcus looked like
heartbreaking.
right now.
She says she is going to be at every court date that these officers have to get
So it's a
justice
manhunt
for her
for
son.
Marcus. Because if
Something else
Marcus
just
goes
stuck
away,
that
the
just
case
sticks with
go
me.
away.
She says
Dolph
they
case
didn't
will
have the
go
courage
away.
to look me in my face talking about those 5 officers. She said they killed her baby, her son.
You're the first to hear
and
Marcus.
she wants those
Yeah.
officers
I've
to
been
be
on
able
it, baby.
to
Please
look
go
her in
back
the
and watch
face,
that
and that is
video.
why they say they will be at every court date from here on
They thought
out.
they had Marcus. That's why
She
they
said
set
she
him
feels
up,
numb.
took
She said
pictures
she's
of
waiting
him,
to be
sent it to
woken up
5
from this
people.
nightmare.
That
And
lieutenant
she
came,
knows she never
stood
will,
there.
that she will never see her
Stood
son
there, did
again.
nothing.
That is why
Sent them
today
emergency
is happening.
ambulance,
Years
fire
after
department,
the
sent
first
them all the way.
were
Why?
charged with second-degree murder, as
Shit,
well as
no.
several other
That was
charges
supposed to
in the
been
death
the
of Tyre
end
Nichols. Our
of Dolph
Lakita
case.
Johnson has been inside
Telling
the
you, shit is
courtroom
full
earlier this
circle.
morning.
Chief
She
in
is
trouble.
outside of the courtroom. You just heard that press conference. Really
Dirty,
touched,
dirty damn.
always touched to
Absolutely.
hear his mom speak. Just really heartbreaking. But Lakita, I know it was a hard day for
Yeah,
that
that's
family.
why he's
What
like,
has the
what?
mood been
He
like
had no
there
idea.
in the
He was
courtroom
just, oh
outside of
man,
it?
that hurt my heart. They thought they had Marcus. So Marcus, baby, wherever you are, you stay. Don't you come out.
You know, this press conference, when Miss Rovon Wells started off speaking, she was speechless. And it took her a while to gather her thoughts. And the words that she spoke out, there were a lot of important points
Said,
here, but
why
I first
y'all doing
want
this?
to go
Yes,
back
he
to the
did.
beginning of that press
Y'all
conference.
hit the like button
when
for me,
Attorney Ben
please.
Crump,
I'm about
spoke
20
about,
likes
you know,
short.
how the family they're thankful now that those rumors have been suspended, because they're thankful that the prosecutors have been able to identify who those photos have been sent to. So he says in his words that those rumors are bogus. Anything that's been heard online, it's all a lie.
They send them to police and the lieutenant.
Got up to speak, and she says in her
Why?
words, Aaron, as you said, that she says that she's waiting for this nightmare to just be over.
Why?
But she also knows
Quentin
that
Husky
it's not going to
Cop
happen. She's not going to
said
see her
Tyrese
son
was
again. And
somebody's
then the question was
man or
asked
some
to
liar.
a former judge, Ernestine Doris, and she says that, you know, the process is not as swift as the indictment, but the indictment was the most important thing that happened and able to get this whole process moving along. But she says that she can't see a trial happening at the end of the year. She says that she could see it happening much sooner than that. And so, of course, we're staying tuned into what's going on now.
And AunTeaFee and her tea-sippers will be there.
To May.
We're going to be
we'll
live.
keep you guys updated, and we'll, of course, continue to follow
Hit
this.
the like button. She said, y'all tell them grateful of 1509. You don't speak or nothing. Hit the like button. Even if you don't want to say hi, hitting the like button is saying, hey, good morning. Good morning. That's, you know, so then I know you greeting me.
To Tyre Nichols is being personal. He says it wasn't. Those are salacious rumors. His words.
It was a hit.
They did not know Tyre
They
Nichols,
thought it was,
and the family
absolutely, they thought it was
with
Marcus.
Salacious rumors, he said, that just are not true. Now, we also know from that press conference, as Lakita said, a retired judge said that we will not see a trial happen before the end of the year, most likely. We also know that Van Turner, the president of the Memphis NAACP chapter, says that they want the Tyre Nichols Police Reform Act passed in the state
immediately.
They want swift action. And one of the most important things that he says is withdrawing a bill that is making its way through the Tennessee State House right now that would get rid of citizen review boards. It would give that power to mayors in cities and townships. And they say that that is giving cities too much power. Again, they want to bring it back to citizens having the power to actually do something when incidents of excessive force happen. We've also had our Brittany Moncrief at the courthouse all morning. And Brittany, can you tell us what you're seeing from where you are?
Well, Aaron, right now, the family of Tyre Nichols, they have just left the courthouse moments after the press conference. They took a few questions, and then after those questions, they all got into cars and they have gone away. There's still some people, just people in the community leaders that are still here outside of the courthouse. I just saw
Damn, they need to keep that panel.
President Van Turner. There's also some
What
local
panel?
ministers, some former judges that are still out here. But right now, it's mostly just media. Again, we just listened to Attorney Ben Crump and his team, as well as Tyre Nichols' family, speak to us. And the three things that they said that they want to do in this process. One, they said they wanted a swift
Y'all
process,
share this live. I drop a
justice.
whole
But the
bunch
three
of
things
gems.
that they want in this process is first,
I dropped some
waiting for
gems in this
autopsy,
live.
the complete autopsy, and then they want criminal culpability, civil accountability, and policy. You heard Van Turner speak
Hey,
about
pretty face
the
Nene.
Tyre Nichols law. So they want
Good
to change policy.
morning.
They want police reform. Some of the other things that we heard today was actually coming straight from Tyre Nichols' mother, Robin Wells. And she said that while she was in the courtroom, the 5 officers didn't have the courage to look her in the face. And she said that she hopes she'll be here at every court hearing until justice is given to her son, Tyre Nichols. We are still, again, outside of the courthouse. We've heard from many people today, coming from the DA's office with District Attorney Steve Morroy. We've also heard from 2 of the lawyers from the 5 officers who are charged in Tyre Nichols' death. We heard from today's Bean's lawyer.
That's the
as
one.
well
He
as
on
Jesse Mills'
CMG.
lawyer. Both of them
yeah.
claiming justice for their clients,
Look
but
at him.
also justice for Tyre Nichols. Tadarius Bean's lawyer saying that his client was not at the initial scene
Happy
of
Friday.
the traffic stop of Tyre Nichols, but was at the second scene. He claims that his client did not participate in the beating. He also said that his client could be heard on camera saying and
he
asking
stomped him
Tyre if he has
with
enough
them
air.
steel-toe
Now, we asked him,
shoes.
does that mean that he rendered aid by asking him if he had enough air? And he wasn't able to fully answer that
Please
question.
hit the like button
He
for
did
AT.
say,
Yeah, we dropped.
to
Yes,
the
this is
media
one that really needs to be shared, y'all. A lot of gems was dropped in this video.
We also heard from members of the DA's office again, and they said that they want to see some policy changes happen in the wake of Tyre Nichols' death. So you're hearing a lot from different community members, different community leaders, Tyre Nichols' family, and they're calling for overall justice. They want to see change so that what happened to Tyre Nichols doesn't happen again. And one of the other things that was mentioned today in the press conference,
how do I share it?
Nichols,
where do you hit the like button at next to it? It may be some 3 dots
that have been going around. People have been
and it'll share
out there on social media. Ben Crump even saying that the family has been contacted about these rumors and it's harassment. And so what he wanted to do was first lay those rumors to rest. He did say, yes, there was a picture taken of Tyre Nichols by one of the officers, and that did go around. They are working to see who that text message of that picture
mistaken
was sent
identity.
to. He also
Absolutely.
This was the first time
they thought it was
has done something like this.
Marcus.
So further into this, and again,
they thought that the Dolph case was going to be
they can move forward with
thrown out because he's the witness to the case.
Overall, they want policy change.
Yes,
right,
mistaken identity,
and
we are clear. It wasn't to a girl.
Again,
3 officers and a lieutenant. They sent those pictures in house.
All pleading not
yes.
guilty to the death of Tyre Nichols. Again, their court date
was not about a girl, not about a baby mama.
First, that is the next time they will be in court.
It was an inside mob. That's how a CEO Teasy kept getting in and out of jail. I've been saying that for almost 7 months now.
On at midday.
How is
on in just about 20 minutes.
What's his name? Joshua Taylor get picked up
updated on all of the latest
and let out before he sees the judge in the morning. I kept saying, who was running him through the system? How is he getting in and out before seeing the judge? It had to have been an inside job. I kept saying that. I've been saying that for months. How is Big Zook getting picked up and let go? Arrested and let go before he go for the judge? It has to, they have to be, somebody had to be on CMG's payroll, period. I think it's gone, y'all. But anyway, so AunTeaFee been saying that. I've been saying that. And about Maurice Hill, I don't know about Maurice Hill, but what I do know is that Maurice Hill was in the back. He was in the back counting cookies and bagging cookies. I know that. Hold on. Let me stop this. That I know. So my concern is, what does he have to say? Can't nobody speak for him. Can't nobody. I am sick of the Makita spokeswoman who was not there saying she knows shit for fact and she wasn't there. We know that he was in the backs. He was in the back, allegedly counting cookies. Even when they did nobody know that there was a hall that led outside, right? So there's a restroom in there, and then there's a little office where Maurice Hill was counting cookies and bagging cookies. What does he have to say? So she knew that people was tying him to double R, which is Cato 2 time. But I've been confirmed by somebody that's close to paper route who said that Maurice Hill is not Cato 2 time. So Maurice has another nephew, okay, who was in the back counting cookies and bagging cookies. And it is not, let me repeat, it is not Cato 2 time. Maurice Jr. is not Cato 2 time. So we got to get up off of Cato 2 time. Because listen, if y'all been with AunTeaFee for a while, y'all know I was heavy on Cato. I was thinking that was Cato. No, it is not Cato 2 time. But they are protecting Maurice Jr. Now, what did he see? He was inside. What did he see? Why has he not said nothing? So that's why I stay away from Maurice and Pamela, okay, until something else come up. Because I can't get past, AunTeaFee cannot get past the silence and the intentional removal of statement or anything from the person who was counting cookies in the back, close to the back door. And to get this, y'all, okay, AunTeaFee, hit the like button. I'm finna drop a goddamn deal. He is not, the Maurice Hill is not double R, okay? He not double R, y'all. He a part of a gang, but it's not double R. Now, they go with AunTeaFee laugh. Is he affiliated with Trula Mafia? Or is he affiliated with Walk Down Gang? Oh, okay. Y'all hit the like button. I've been here for an hour and 30 minutes. Yeah. We got to come off of double R. In this case, Maurice Hill is not double R. Cato 2 time is related, but he was not in the back counting cookies. That is Maurice. He was on the news. Raven mentioned him early on at the very beginning in the news. So if y'all go back to that footage in the beginning, they showed Maurice Hill picture on the news. So this ain't nothing. This was on the news. That's where AunTeaFee got the name. It was on the news when Makita's did that first news, and she was talking to the news media. If y'all go back there, y'all will see Maurice Hill. It's not Cato 2 time. So we gotta leave that alone. But there was a Hill in the back counting cookies that came out of one of the Makita spokespeople mouth. That ain't coming out of my mouth. I ain't making up nothing. Now, I will say she won't talk about it no more. She avoids that. Just like she didn't clear up that Maurice wasn't Cato 2 times. She could have cleared that up, but she didn't for whatever reason. But my thing is, how can another blogger say that they saw the video? I have a problem with that. But that's her business partner. But is he a part of the Makita's business as far as the crime of Dolph? Why would she show him that video? So those are my concerns. I don't care if it was a lemon cookie, chocolate chip cookie. I don't care nothing about them cookies right now. What flavor cookie it was has no relevance. But who was bagging them cookies and who was counting them cookies have a relevance to me, because that means he was there. He was inside. So when y'all want to say, was he shot inside? Was he shot outside? Could somebody have came in from outside? All of that ties into who was counting cookies in the back. Can y'all hit the like button for AunTeaFee? That's how AunTeaFee think. I don't want to get stuck on stuff that don't matter. Was it chocolate chip? How many? Yes, she got that wrong. She has apologized for that. She spoke, but that's why I don't think that she should have been a spokesperson. Just shouldn't have said nothing. Nothing. But she's apologized for that. So I can't keep beating her over the head about that, because ain't nothing she can do to erase that. I've already told her that. But I'm not going to stay stuck on that, especially if it don't have no relevance. But who was counting them cookies? That's what we need to know. Where's the guy who was counting the cookies? Where he at? It's never been about the freaking cookies, y'all. It's not about the cookies. Now, who was counting the cookies? Yes. The mama wasn't there. The daddy wasn't there. Okay. We'll never know until court. But all right now, I want to know, where's the guy who was counting the cookies? Because he is a heel. And he was the manager on duty. He sure did say yes. And he is affiliated with a game, but it's not Double R. Is it True Mafia? Is it Walk Down? Walk Down. Okay, there we go. So Walk Down, we already know in True Mafia was they worked together with that 2-car, one black, everybody hop out, start shooting. They are already notorious for that. We already know that, right? Right? Good morning, Quill. I'm just gonna say Q Nixon. Don't make AunTeaFee do that. I'm on a roll. So y'all, that my point in saying that is, I want us to start at this point, this late in the game. I want us to focus on what's important. What's important about the case? What's gonna make a difference in the case? What's gonna really help solve this case? Because what flavor cookies ain't it? How many? Who gave them to him? Ain't none of that. Ain't none of that gonna matter. Ain't none of that. So I'm finna rewind it. Who was that? Oh, okay. So hold on, y'all. Let me get to that. So that's where I'm at with that. Walk down, the Hill Jr. manager in the back came on camera and said that his pops had to show MPD. Okay. Oh, that guy. He didn't know. I don't believe nothing he say either. I'm talking about the guy who was there. Morris Hill Jr. This was the beginning, y'all.
All right, now our Brittany Moncrief is live outside.
Hey, Miss Parker.
Everybody walk in right
hey,
now.
Precious.
Brittany, I have seen attorney
this was when it first happened this morning.
Tyre Nichols, Rodney, and Rovon Wells come into that courtroom. Who else are you seeing?
Okay, Dale, my concern is the guy who, Morris Hill Jr., who was counting the cookies in the back.
Aaron, we just saw, as you mentioned, we saw the family of Tyre Nichols.
This is the beginning, y'all.
Just shortly before.
I just hit rewind.
Less than 5 minutes ago. And then following them, we saw District Attorney Steve Morroy also enter into the courtroom. And just
most definitely Maurice Hill Jr. No, it wasn't Maurice Hill Jr., it was Morris.
So you can see
Morris
what's happening behind
Senior and Maurice Senior are brothers.
There's about 10 that are waiting outside the courtroom.
Morris Jr. was in the back counting cookies and bagging cookies.
What happens?
Not Maurice Jr.
Again, this
Morris
is the first
Jr.
scheduled court appearance of the
Maurice
5 officers
brother's
charged
son.
in Tyre Nichols' death.
Yes.
And so we are waiting
Morris Hill.
outside the courtroom to find out
Raven
what
said that
happened
herself.
in this arena.
Absolutely,
Now,
she
also
did.
happening today, as you know, following the death of Tyre, there were many other cases and people that came forward that claimed that they also were victimized.
This was the beginning.
Nichols
Somebody asked me
police
who was the
officers.
judge, so
Nichols
I
has
wanted
now
to
been
go back to the
disbanded,
beginning
but
so we
there's
could
been
see
other
the
people who
judge.
have come
He was
forward,
the
and
manager
they said
that
also
day.
been
Morris
victimized, and some
Jr.
of them have
was.
even sought out representation.
She said he
We
was
told
in the
that one
back
of those
counting
people,
cookies.
Montarius Harris, he is also going to be.
She said the
arraigned in
girl,
court
new
today.
girl,
And we'll be
new
waiting to
hired
find
girl
out
was
what
up
happens
front
with his,
and waited on
case
Dolph.
today
That's
as
what she
well.
said.
Again, I'll step aside so you can see one
Unless
more
the
time
story done changed,
that
you
this is
know.
outside the courtroom of where the 5 officers charged in
That
Tyre
looked like
Nichols'
that's coffee,
death will
but
be.
I don't. I'm trying to
Brittany,
see.
thank
I
you
want to
so
see
much
who
for
the
that. We're
judge
gonna
is.
listen into the courtroom because it does look like they are just getting started. So let's take a listen.
Everyone's best effort. This case may take some time. Your attorneys are going to be receiving a discovery. Depending on how voluminous the discovery is, it may take some time for the state to collect it all, turn it over to your attorneys. For your attorneys to review that discovery, to prepare their motions, and prepare their case. So be patient. Work with your attorneys, cooperate with them, meet with them, go over the discovery. Make sure that if there are any delays, that these delays aren't on account of any of your actions. To those also in attendance, as I've explained to the defendants,
Okay,
this case
Mike
can take some
Jones.
time. So we do ask for your patience.
No, it was
your
Morris.
continued patience, your continued civility in this case. We understand that there may be some high emotions in this case, but we ask that you continue to be patient with us. Everyone
So it's not
involved
coffee.
wants this case to be concluded as quickly as possible, but it's important for you all to understand that the state of Tennessee, as well as each one of these defendants, have an absolute right to a fair trial, and I will not allow any behavior that could jeopardize that right.
Y'all hit the like button,
With that being
please.
said, we thank you all for being present. State, understanding that there may be some discovery that needs to be collected, we are going to continue this case out a little bit further to make sure that the discovery is concluded. We're going to reset this matter until May 1st, 9 a.m. State, is there
Yeah,
anything
so
else?
we'll be back
The only
live.
other thing on behalf of the state is I have a protective order as to each of the defendants to allow
Get down,
certain,
no, the big
digital
picture of
discovery
that.
video evidence
Yep.
to be provided.
It was a big old picture of him. Sure was. And I've been asking about him for over a year now. God has the last say. You're right, Biso.
Your Honor, I will give file a motion for discovery this morning.
No, Your Honor, but we did file a motion for bill of particulars pursuant to Rule 7C, Tennessee Rules of Criminal Procedure.
Nothing further this morning, Your Honor. Thank you. Mr. Summers, nothing further.
Oh, I already have a problem with him. But I guess he's doing what they paid him to do.
We're asking everyone else in the courtroom to remain in the courtroom and remain seated until the hearing is.
Dirty dog shame.
I would let the court know that the family is here. Just wanted to acknowledge that.
Thank you. You're all excused.
Thank you.
I like Hagerman, y'all. He a cool man. I hate to say that, but I do like him.
You're just watching the
Yes, ma'am. I just want to say, Your Honor, that the family is here. I just want that to be noted.
Pushing back this court date until Nichols. That will be the
Oh, baby, listen, he gonna wear that Cornelius and straight drop and go van ass out. He gonna wear them out.
There so we can see what's happening outside of the courtroom.
That's right. The 5 officers and their attorney have just walked out of the courtroom. We still have some that are walking still. You can see them going by and they're exiting the courtroom right now along with their attorneys. Right now, people have been asking questions, but no one is speaking. Not even Tyre Nichols' family. When they walked in, they did not give any comment, did not speak with me.
Y'all, this is
They
full
just walked
circle.
straight in. This all
Some of
happened
these
in less
same
than 5 minutes.
Scorpion units was at the
Again,
crime
Tyre
scene
Nichols' family have not
of
seen
young
them
Dolph.
exit out of the courtroom yet. But we did just see
They
those
were
5
there.
officers leave out with their attorneys. Again, we're waiting outside. We'll see.
So my question with that is, because it took them a long time to get there. Did they let him bleed out?
We're not sure exactly
Like they
what time
let
that happened. We're gonna
Tyre
wait in the
sit
hall
there
to find
and
out when that
press
try
conference
to
will
bleed
take
out
place.
because they knew that
We
they
were
had
initially
upped
told that
up?
it might be in the auditorium, but that may not be the case. So we're all waiting around right now to see what
Was
will
it
happen
intentional?
and what Attorney Ben Crump has to say in regards to what took place today
Were they
in
involved?
arraignment court.
It was a
Again,
hit.
this is the first time the 5 officers have appeared in court. Tyre Nichols' family was here as well. No one gave any questions or comments or
I'm
had
finna give
anything to
another
say to
gem.
the media, to any of us. But we know that there will be a press conference shortly, and that's why we're waiting outside for that press conference. And that press conference will be given by Attorney Ben Crump. And so we'll continue to stay here to see what will happen next. We're going to go over here just to see if any of the other lawyers, there's Tyre Nichols' family right now leaving out of the courtroom.
Just so y'all know,
Okay, we're just listening in to see what the
that the
information
initial
is.
hit was on Dolph and Key Glock.
Okay, so
Now,
looks like that Attorney Ben Crump
there's a
will
hit.
still give that press
There's
conference
money
shortly.
on
We're
Grove
gonna be
Hero
waiting out
head,
here to see
Snoop
when that
Band's
takes place and
head,
when that happens, so that way we can bring you the latest information
Marcus
and
head.
give response as to what took place into the courtroom today, and then hear from the family.
Is
Hopefully,
one on Kenny Money head?
we'll continue to stay out here.
I have to
It looks
double
like
check
everyone
on
is
Kenny
getting ready
Money.
to disperse a little bit.
So
and
right
just
now
move
there
on to
is a
different,
bag on Glock,
area. But again, we are waiting for this
Snoop
press conference to
Bands,
happen. And this isn't the only
Grove Hero,
thing that's happening today involving
and
the
Marcus.
Scorpion unit. Again, as I mentioned, other cases of people have
The
come
Scorpion
forward
unit
that
thought they had
claim
Marcus.
that they've also been victimized by members
That's
of the
why
Scorpion
they
unit.
sent
Some
the
even
video
cited
out
the
to
exact
5
same
people.
5 officers.
And
one of those
3
people
to
is
4 of them
Terrence
was
Harris,
on
who has brought
the
a lawsuit
MPD
against the
force.
city.
So when y'all want to know why I've been aggressive with people who are
from the Scorpion unit 3 days
a
before
part
Tyre
of
Nichols, now for Monterius
MPD
Harris,
or supporting them or whatever, that's because I know that they were involved.
We spoke to his lawyers yesterday,
and it's like, how can
and they
you
said that they're
how can
hoping
you
that
be
that case
okay
or the charges that he still has
co-signing
will be dismissed because
this
of
behavior?
everything that's
So
happening
if
regarding
anybody want to
Scorpion
know
unit,
why,
which is
that's
now
why. It don't have nothing to do with nothing
let me step
else.
aside again because I do hear some
Okay.
more commotion behind me, and I'm not sure exactly.
So
what's
these
happening.
killing sprees
So I'm
and
gonna
these
listen in to
little
see.
shootouts, not all of them are tied, but
Okay,
at
so
least
we're still waiting
90% of them
outside. It looks
are
like some of
tied.
the attorneys
There
might be
is a
walking
killing.
out
Scorpion
now,
unit was running
to Tyre
rough.
Nichols' family, but we're not.
The blessings
Okay,
of
let's
the
see.
cheek. Absolutely.
Okay, I don't think they're ready yet. Again, it's just a lot of us are still outside the courtroom.
But
A lot of
can
media are still
she
waiting outside the
explain
courtroom because
how
we know that
CEO
Attorney Ben
TZ
Crump
would get
will
put
be
in jail
speaking
and let
in
out?
a press
That other
conference,
Taylor
in
guy
regards to
that
what
was
took place today in the courtroom.
shootout
Again,
with
as we mentioned, this
Matt
is the
Critter.
first
He
time
got in and got
5
out.
officers charged in
Remember?
Tyre Nichols'
They let
death
him out by
have
mistake
appeared
somehow.
in
It was a
court.
technicality
And so
in
today
their
we saw
system.
those 5 officers
Yeah.
appear in court. They
Explain
actually
how
all attended the
CMG
courtroom today,
and
as well
True
as Tyre
Mafia
Nichols'
get
family. So
arrested
we are now
in
waiting
jail,
outside to
and then
see
somebody
what
come
Officer
and
Sergeant
slide
James
them
C.
out.
Leroy, he
No
is also
bond,
in the courtroom.
no
Have not
nothing, no
seen
judge,
into
no
the
nothing.
courtroom yet.
How?
And I'm actually looking through the
You tell
back
me the
glass
chief
mirror,
didn't know
and
that?
I can see
That she
Tyre
needs to
Nichols'
resign
family
for
talking
that.
with their attorney, talking with some of the investigators that are part of the Crump
He
law
got
firm.
caught. He
It
beat
doesn't
him
look
and that
like they're
girl
coming out
was
just
fighting.
yet,
He butt that. She
but
butt
we know
down
that
the
they will be
police. She
coming out
picked that
shortly
$2,000
for a
reward
press
up just to
conference.
talk to him. She got
We're
that
gonna
money.
step
He had a gun,
over
stolen
beside
car,
the
money,
WC7
drugs,
deputies
pills,
getting some
all of
speech.
that.
So we're gonna try to get as close as we
He
can
wasn't
to
in
see
jail
what
24
is taking
hours. He was a
place.
convicted felon. He had Glock. How? How? Dirty cops. Scorpion unit. That Lieutenant Smith.
Where I saw that video, and there needed to be a statement made, and these people needed to step up and do the right thing sooner rather than later. We felt that need, and that's what we did.
And it's important to have questions answered.
Yes, pray for him.
Memphis and the whole world
Yeah, because they got hits on them.
needs to see that what's right is done in this case, and it needs to happen sooner rather than later.
How's having the 5 officers all involved in play all of this?
5 defendants always presents a challenge in terms of logistics and everything. I think y'all saw that in the other day. It was a cramped courtroom and all that. We believe it's important that everybody who took part in this criminality, everybody who did something criminal is brought to justice in this case. It's just part of the fight.
So, video that could possibly come out.
He was salty about that girl.
Attorney Massey put in a motion to preserve
What girl?
video.
They've already seen Mike Jones. You missed that part. They've already seen the text messages. It wasn't to a girl.
Videos to the media.
No, it wasn't about a girl.
It's our obligation to make sure all that.
They knocked that down today.
Media have anything to do with this
They've
case.
seen all the text messages, and it wasn't to a baby mama.
We can't release it.
It was to the police.
And stuff like that, so, I know that there's been a lot of video that's been.
He did not.
Found in the
You
case,
keep
and
watching.
and we'll preserve
Go back and
all
watch.
that.
They've already Crump told he. They have seen the text messages to everywhere that Haley sent those videos, the pictures of Tyrese. It was not to a baby mama. That's not true.
No,
actually.
It was sent to a lieutenant that wanted they done let go,
I can't comment on that.
who came to the scene and just stood there. Dwayne Smith.
Releasing the video prior to this.
They don't want to talk about it, but that's who Justin Smith contacted. He came to the scene. What's his name? Haley thought that he had.
Is it a single thing of
Go back and
video
watch
that
the video.
suggests Tyre Nichols was driving recklessly?
Hit the like button.
There's been video taken from all over the place, trying to get to the bottom of every fact of this case, and we just have to wait and see as it plays out.
They had CMG got people on payroll in MPD, so it was for Mark. Absolutely, they thought they had Marcus.
They lost their son, they love their son, they still love their son, and they're good people.
They thought they had Marcus. They thought that they was collecting on the hit on Marcus.
Some more. I couldn't be more impressed by the mom and the dad and the patience and the understanding they have with us and the statements they've made out to the public.
Why would you send it to a lieutenant? Why would you send it to other people in the police force? You send it to the people who will probably be on CMG's True Mafia payroll. Yeah.
So is there a possibility of more charges? Of course there is.
Oh yeah, it's more charges. That's why that she's scared. She's scared to face it. She know they gonna ram her. They gonna eat her up alive, baby. They gonna eat all them eyebrows, all that makeup, all of that glue off her. They gonna eat all of that up. They gonna wear her out. She don't want to face the music.
And I think everybody's heart went out.
And they gonna bring up that Red Dog game.
They wanted to try to get some justice to do what's right in this case.
Inside mob.
So you spoke about the family. It kind of been easy for the family to be.
Unfortunately, in this job, we deal with heartbreaking things after heartbreaking things.
I know this is kind of putting the cart before the horse, but would you dive into that?
So cart before the horse may be the understatement.
I mean, is that even on? Do you want to see that, or how?
Can't hide forever, pretty face. No, man, they sure can't. She sure can't. Boo, you gonna have to come stand before the people. That's them, y'all. That's not me.
I can't comment on that.
Just imagine the citizens pay these police, these crooked cops to beat and kill our people. Get the mail. Absolutely. Because he expecting the black woman to sit here and be able to fix all. That's why it don't make sense that they beat. It didn't make sense. It was overkill. It was overkill and excitement. They thought they had Marcus. They thought they was thinking about the payoff that they was gonna split off the hit. That was the excitement. That's the sit up. Take a picture.
Reporters, including our Brittany Moncrief, who is
yes, they were sending the picture to whoever dropped the bag.
That was released just 3 weeks ago.
Now we don't want to act like, we ain't saying we hood. We ain't saying we thug. All we saying is that, we ain't new to this. We know how that go.
I want to start out by saying that understandably the nation is
mentions you catch on quick.
Frustration, with grief due to the death of Tyre Nichols, and we understand that. These emotions absolutely should be channeled into demanding change in the way that we police our community.
This is the first time I've seen
It's
it,
also vital that
Taylor.
we extend these demands to the
That was the first time I've seen it.
minorities and people
So
of lower
I can only go by what I know.
Let's not forget that my client is.
I ain't never seen them beat somebody to death and sit them up, not call for help, send the fire department and the emergency. I ain't never seen them do that.
Are 7.5 times more likely to be wrongfully convicted of murder than white people.
Yeah, baby, I have good tea. My tea be
About
good.
the ways the system has failed, Mr. Nichols. I will work tirelessly to make sure that the system does not fail, Mr. Mills, and that a fair outcome is achieved. I want to remind everyone that the resolution of this indictment, to which Mr. Mills has pled not guilty, must be carried out without sympathy or prejudice. That it must be based on the facts and the law, and not the raw emotions that our country is currently experiencing. Justice for Mr. Nichols will not be achieved at the expense of justice for Mr. Mills.
You a lie.
We have a very
You a lie
long
that
road
you
of
ain't.
investigation
Okay,
and
that's what's
litigation
up.
ahead of us. Again, I
Yeah,
implore
Mike.
the public to be patient, to be cautious in judging Mr. Mills.
I don't know. I mean, I guess that's his job, but I don't know if I would want to. I wouldn't want to insult these people's family like this after watching this video like that. And it's more footage, y'all. Remember, let's not forget that there is a civilian witness that has pictures and video that they don't want to talk about that has already went to internal affairs. That's part of the additional 7 to 8 more people that Chief Davis don't want to face. It's a special blend, baby. Ooh, baby, and folks be trying to figure out what I got in my tea. They need to go away forever on a long vacation. Absolutely.
Outside of that video,
Absolutely.
Just 3
There is a
weeks ago
civilian
today,
with
the
evidence,
first time in the courtroom,
pictures
that
and
proceeding
videos that
taking
has
just about
not
5
been
minutes, really
released.
quick in
That's
the
why they
courtroom.
saying it's
Then
what,
coming out of it, if you
20
are
hours
joining
of
us,
footage.
The next court date will be May 1st. We aren't sure how the other officers.
I like that tea is a special blend. I love that, baby. Yes, indeed.
In case you are taking a live look outside of
Y'all,
the
I'm
courtroom,
almost coming up on 2. Can y'all hit the like button for AunTeaFee? We almost 2 hours in. I don't know where I need to stop. I think I'm gonna stop at being Crump. I'm gonna let the family speak again, and then I'm gonna go ahead and end. Is that okay with y'all?
He was driving recklessly.
Y'all okay with that?
During a first encounter, video shows officers yanking
That's
Nichols
good
out
of
of the
them.
car and throwing him on the ground.
You know who watch it,
Nichols
right?
then runs away.
You right,
Video
Pretty
shows the
Face.
officers catching up to
They
him
don't
and
want to talk about it though,
possibly
just like they don't want to talk about that
beating him.
lieutenant
It took several
that
minutes for
Haley
paramedics helped Nichols and an ambulance
sent that
took him to
picture
the
to.
hospital.
Why he
Nichols
sent that
then
picture
spent
to
the
you?
next 3
And why
days
would
on
you
life
go?
support in the hospital.
Why would you go to the
On
scene
January
knowing
10th,
and
3
shit? You
days
just
after
stand
his
there.
stop,
You stand there
the Bureau of
saying, nah, that
Investigation
ain't him,
announced Nichols
y'all.
died from his injuries.
That ain't him.
More than a week later, on January 18th,
And then you start trying to figure out how you finna cover this shit up.
rights investigation into Tyre Nichols' death. And we'll get back to that timeline in just a minute, but right now, DA Steve Mulroy is outside of the courtroom talking to reporters, so we're going to listen into what he has to say after this first court hearing.
Cases about characterizing these kinds of things, but I think it's fair to say that what we've learned so far.
This guy right here, he been aggressive all day.
Culture that needs to be
Watching.
revisited, and I think it really opens up the need for a broader conversation about police reform.
Civilian service. I wonder how many hours she actually engaged
What
with
about the
employees.
supervision
She don't.
within
She
the
expect for
Memphis
other
Police
people that
Department?
she's hired to do that.
We're talking about culture, and there's
She gonna put it on the
obviously
people
lack
that
of
she
accountability
paid
that
to
CJ
do
Davis
their
had to
job.
City
They didn't
Council.
do their job.
As far as what you're seeing, do you think there's also what do you
That's
your
who was
comment about
supposed
the
to
lack of
supervise
supervision
them.
that was lacking that night?
Well, I mean, I think Chief Davis herself would probably acknowledge that a lack of supervision on that evening, was playing
The
a role
lieutenant was out there
in what
though.
happened. And I think whenever you have these specialized units, that there is a danger that they can become.
Well, he let him finish his sentence.
overly-
I mean, I don't know why she's pulling him away. Let him finish his sentence. Your spokesperson is trying to pull you away. I mean,
Tell me about the culture and the problems with the culture.
He calling them out, y'all.
I mean, I think that's really a question better directed to the Memphis police folks. I just think in general, sometimes these units can become overly aggressive and they need more supervision.
Sometimes.
And that clearly was a problem
Okay.
that evening, and I think it opens up a broader question about reform. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Sure, there you go. Thank you for finishing that.
I needed to go.
Thank you for letting him finish that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Memphis needs some new prosecutors because the same prosecutor has been in a lot of high-profile cases, but he's been winning them.
Well, I heard just a little.
He been winning them. They're not gonna get rid of him. He been winning his cases.
Units. Of course, we know all of the 5 officers were in the Scorpion unit, and he was
You talking about Hageman?
About how those.
Thank you,
specialized units can
Beso.
become overly aggressive.
Beso.
And he started to go on talking about how they're looking.
Thank
at
you so very
reforming
much. I
the police
appreciate
department
that.
And some of these units. Of course, we've heard a lot about the Scorpion unit and within the police department in the last few weeks since this beating occurred. Now, we do know that all officers involved in this death belong to the Memphis Police Department gang unit, which is the Scorpion unit. Chief C.J. Davis jump-started this unit, and it's really similar to a unit that was shut down in Atlanta called.
She
the
brought
Red
that
Dog
same
unit.
mess
She was
over
also
to
let
Memphis
go from
after
that unit.
being
November 12th to 2021.
in trouble in
officers
Atlanta for
in the
doing
streets
it.
For the first time in the Scorpion unit, Mayor Strickland announced it, saying that it would clean up some of our streets. Scorpion is an acronym. It stands for Street Crime Operation to Restore Peace. Now, the purpose was supposed to focus on reducing violent crimes and what MPD calls
Not people who tickets. I mean, not
we don't know a lot about the
driving down the
even
street.
requirements for the Scorpion unit. What we do know, though, is Chief Davis did run that similar unit in Atlanta. It was called the Red Dog unit again, and they too are now disbanded. That goes on to what we just heard.
And they got sued 10 times.
About these
10 times. But
units
what's her
sometimes
name?
have a lack of supervision.
Davis
They can
was
become
covered by
aggressive. I'm keeping an eye on what's
what,
happening
qualified
right outside the
immunity?
courtroom. It looks like somebody else may
Yeah.
be speaking.
So she can't be sued, y'all.
We'll check back in with them.
She protected by qualified immunity. But they were sued 10 times with their Red Dog, and she thought it was a good idea to bring that same structure to Memphis. Only difference is she didn't allow them to do the sodomizing and the butt checks, sticking shit up in people's butt and on the streets in broad daylight. Yeah, she's a freaky old nasty chief. You would think CJ would come out, a new energy. Oh no, she brought that same mess. She just stopped her from sticking their fingers up and you know.
Absolutely. So right now we're waiting outside the courtroom.
She's a freaky chief.
The family will be coming out shortly, and so as you can see,
she don't want to face that music, especially now that they done brought up that Red Dog.
To each person that speaks, just a little while ago, you just heard from District Attorney Steve Warroy.
She don't want to talk about that.
Reforming the police department and making some changes. We heard some people talk about the supervision.
She don't want to talk about that.
Scorpion unit, and he spoke about that and talking about how sometimes when there's a lack of supervision, you have instances that get out of hand.
See, in Memphis, I would need a bulletproof helmet.
The death of Tyre Nichols. Also,
Miss Anna, do you think ultimately the Tyre case will circle around back to? Absolutely. When I heard Crump said, "Don't be surprised if the feds." Once he said feds, all I can think of is Rico. It's all full circle. I've been telling y'all that. But see, this had to happen in order for us to be able to really tie in MPD. See, that just letting them in and letting them out wasn't good enough. I've been saying that it is
and so we've just been scrambling trying to get
dirty cops in there. But until this happened, now we know for sure. Now we know for sure how CMG and True La Mafia been in jail and let out before the judge. I bet you that won't happen again. I bet you that won't happen again. But do know, hold on, I'm going to come back. Remind me to tell y'all about the hit and the Rico and paper rap.
The notion that he's
Remind me.
innocent until proven guilty.
I don't like this man, y'all.
Of our society in this country, number one. Number two, I know that there's been a lot of statements of Mr. Bean in the press over the last month, and a lot of those statements are misleading about the person that he is. Mr. Bain has been nothing but a respectful, a good young man throughout his life. And on that particular night, you look at an isolated incident and try to measure the person. And so there are a lot of statements about him as a person that are just flat out untrue. And you look at the level of involvement of each individual defendant. And in that particular case, he was doing his job. No more, no less. He never struck anybody. He never did anything other than his job. Right now, we're in a posture that I've never seen a person charged for anybody knows the cause of death. There's no definitive information regarding cause of death at all. And
You're a
so
lot.
we
People
got
done been
5
charged and don't
individuals
have the cause
charged
of
with
death.
murder. I represent one.
People done been
That's
charged
an
and they don't even have a
because
body.
At this point
The
in
fuck?
time, I've never seen people jump to conclusions about an isolated part of a 2-minute excerpt about what was supposed to happen on a particular
You're a lie.
And
Truth ain't in you.
I stand by the notion that right now, due process in this matter has not taken place properly. There should be justice for Tyre Nichols, absolutely. But I also stand by the fact that I am going to demand justice for Tadarius Bean.
Has Mr. Bean made any statement to you, written any statement? We heard from Mr.
Bean?
From Mr. Ballin.
Oh, I'm sorry.
His client wrote a statement. Has your client wrote a statement?
We've gone through a lot of
I've seen
information.
an interview
There
of
was a
who's
lot of
going to
information
harass
given on
another
the
man
front
and he
end
looked like
during
Marcus.
the time
Absolutely.
When he was an active police officer.
Cordell.
And they
Cornell.
were doing their inquiries at that time. There was certain information that was gleaned from my understanding.
He had to say, I need to call my attorney, and then they said, oh, no, man, we was just playing. He looked like Marcus.
Your client, Tadarius Bean, is innocent.
Tadarius Bean, according to the video, was seen apprehending a person after.
And he went to IA and never heard back from him. He went to Internal Affairs.
What in that video tells us that your client, Tadarius Bean, is innocent?
Say that once again. I can't hear it because you got people that are part of the press that are saying things.
We've all seen the video. What in that video tells us that your client, Tadarius Bean, is innocent?
Tadarius Bean never touched him in any way, striking him, period. Tadarius Bean has the ability as a law enforcement officer to make a lawful arrest based off of a call coming in. And so at this time, that's where we're standing right now.
He was supposed to diffuse.
Tadarius Bean was doing his job at that time, and he never struck it.
He kicked it. Did he kick it?
No information that we have seen as of right now indicates that
gotta look weird. I bet you he want to do
any sort of information that
you want to do a
can rely
QC.
on to say that it's murder.
He probably want to blow up all of Memphis right now. They cover blown,
You
baby.
hear his voice consistently saying, sit up, man, so you can get air, etc., and things like that.
They got their phones, and if any,
consistently saying that. And Tadarius Bean,
they in trouble,
Tadarius Bean
trouble.
at one time did anything that would be different from
He
a
alive.
person who was doing his job.
He didn't stop his colleagues killing a man.
I'm sorry.
He didn't stop his colleagues killing a man. No. Why didn't he intervene and say enough? Stop.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear.
Cover blown.
I'm gonna do something rare. Have you ever
Hey,
made
trans.
No.
See, he didn't have an answer. So y'all see, he did a YouTube diversion. He diverted the question. He been on YouTube, y'all.
I've never seen one of my colleagues kill a man.
And if a person gets called,
He just flipped the whole script.
You have a duty as a police officer to respond. If you're not on that, and to be absolutely clear, Mr. Bean was
Y'all see
not-
that? Hey,
Mr. Bean
Quincy.
was not on the first scene, so he don't know what happened.
I heard that, but I heard that from the fake gold guy. So I was waiting until it got out in the street so that I can speak on it.
Is there anything that you
Has anybody on Paper Ralph said anything about it?
I won't say what Mr. Bean says regarding the family. I will say that
I heard Wu got
we have a young man that dies.
I heard that.
And it's a horrible thing, and we don't want that to happen. So, but as
I
far
heard
as
that Wu
where we are
got
right now,
Grace, and I heard that
a person can get justice the way
Paper Route Newski
and that's
got
why-
hit in a couple of places, and maybe something wrong with one of his organs.
At the conclusion of making the
But
arrest,
Paper
from
Route
my
ain't said
understanding,
nothing.
There were people that were on
Is that
the
what
scene
you're talking
that
about,
were
Quincy?
professional health renderers, from my understanding. So to say that, yes, ma'am, I'll video. Go ahead.
Have you seen all of the video at this point, or what?
I've seen it. I have.
Okay, so how many hours is it?
Where did that go down at, Quincy?
I'm sorry, ma'am, I couldn't.
DA Mulroy has says that there's 20 hours.
Transtabia.
Have you seen all of that?
No, I haven't seen it. We'll see it at the same time.
Somebody give, yeah, or they can hit the Cash App mention. You can get some flowers or some Cash Apps. It don't matter. I'll take about it happened in South Memphis.
Join that motion. How much more video?
Well, I'm gonna say this.
Can be collected.
If you're a tea sipper, you know I have been saying that they've been moving funny. I saw Wu leaving the door open. He stood outside letting them know he was back in town. I said,
or at least 2 or 3 of those officers.
Kenny Money saying, man, I ain't got time for that. I mean, they've been dropping subliminals. I have a subliminal before this one upload with CEO TZ and Black Youngster that I'm gonna upload that was supposed to have came out early yesterday. So there have been a lot of subliminals. A lot of them. So I said something going on, y'all. Something ain't right.
He's one of the officers chasing.
They was dropping locations.
Not going to the second scene, but at the second scene, yes, he's doing his job.
Okay, so there's a suggestion that there's a connection somehow between Tyre Nichols and the officers involved with the...
Yeah, I remember I kept saying, ooh, woo. You scaring me with that door open, your back turned toward the door. Y'all remember that? Tea-sippers? I knew something was going on then. He was saying the door open.
And you represent the Guardians?
Yes, sir. Thanks, man. Right. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Y'all remember that?
Okay,
Tea-sippers?
you just heard from Attorney
Yep.
John Keith.
I knew something was going on.
Darius Bean in this case.
But they ain't said no RIP, so
Officers charged in his death. And I just listened in and just heard we asked a stream of questions, and he says that his client, Darius Dean, was not at the first scene of Tyre Nichols' traffic stop. He said that he was there.
I must say it again, y'all. They got bags on their heads.
In the beating. We also asked him
There are
about
hits.
the,
Let me cut this down. Y'all want me to cut this
the
down?
violations of not administering aid. And he says that his client did try to administer aid by asking
there are
if he could
hits
sit up and if he could breathe and if he had enough air. Now we did
on
ask,
their
does that
heads.
mean if asking, you know, if
And
he
I'm
had
saying,
enough air,
okay, I remember now what I was going to say.
administering aid, and he was kind of unable
There's
to
a
answer the
RICO
question.
already in play. But the feds won't paper route in this RICO. So they letting folks that's in protective custody come out and do them little videos, let them know, hey, I got an ankle monitor on. Here my foot, see, I ain't going nowhere. There ain't nobody looking for me, da-da-da-da. Chandel just popped up. We ain't heard, we ain't know what he sound like until he popped up 2 weeks ago. What's his name? Black Youngster. I've been where he at for months now. He pops up. Okay? He ain't say nothing either. He just popped up. So then when I started seeing, oh, they talking, something's going on, they dropping locations, they saying I'm here, they trying to lure. I kept saying, paper route, don't take the bait. They know he ain't wherever he say he at. They just want y'all to come and start shooting up shit. Okay? So when I hear this shooting up and all of that, I ain't surprised because I know that they trying to bait paper route to retaliate so that they can put them with a RICO. Does that make sense? Paper route know that they thought that they had markers. They know what's going on. They know what's going on, y'all. The white officer should have been arrested. Yeah. But he didn't kick, did he? He ain't do nothing. But it's the kid getting shooting and beaten.
That could be what is taking place.
Two more people.
District Attorney
I thought they was gonna talk about that. Two more guys got let go in another precinct that pulled up and didn't do nothing to render aid.
Since day one, when Tyre Nichols
Yeah, this black on black crime, you can't even trust the po-po. They got a whole mob inside MPD. A mob, AunTeaFee? What do you think the Scorpion unit was? That's a mob. What you think the Red Dog is? That's an inside police mob.
But was at the second scene. He claims that his
they work for the city, the government, and they work for the thugs. They getting paid double, triple time.
To get up and asking him if he could, if he had enough air. Again, we also heard from Desmond Mills.
They thought they had markers.
Who was also outside the courtroom, and he said the same thing as
that's my
Mr.
truth.
Bean's attorney, where he wants
and I'm sticking to it until something else. They could have helped to stop. Oh yeah, they could have stopped it. They would have had to shoot me. I would have been like, hey, stop!
And so we're going to continue.
I promise you, I would have.
What happens next? Again, like I've been saying, people have been coming in and out, back and forth.
They'd probably shot me because I'd have clown with them.
And as they come out of the courtroom, again, the family is still off to the side of the courtroom, and they are there inside. We know that they'll be coming.
All I'm gonna say is, Marcus, baby, wherever you are, you stay.
But that might be for something else.
You stay.
We're going to continue to stay out here. See what happens next. Hopefully, Ben Crump and his team will be out shortly, as well as Tyre Nichols' family. We do know that they're inside.
But that ain't the only secret they got. They got a whole secret indictment. They got other witnesses and shit that done turned on us. CMG. Truly and walk down game.
Go a little closer to see what's happening.
They should have drugged it. Do you think that they was high? I think that they thought they had was finna collect on the bounty.
We have 3 Shelby County deputies that are.
I don't think they was high.
Outside the door. This is the door.
There are hits on paper right here.
With their attorney, Ben Crump. I'm actually looking through the glass, and I can see some of the family members.
They're trying to catch them slipping.
Yes, I see some of the.
If they give Marcus, the whole case, Dolph case goes away. There will be no witness. I mean, you know, unless this Marcus Hill, not Marcus, Morris Hill is a secret witness.
Stay out here to see when they'll be coming out. I don't see much movement happening inside.
I just don't understand why ain't nobody pressing the issue about Morris.
One of our
how he passed through the cracks.
Did hear that they will be coming
AunTeaFee ain't letting it go, babe. I'm tell you that now.
To see when the family will
I don't care how many cookies, what flavor. I don't care what car. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about where Marcus was. Was he inside? Was he outside? Was he in the corner? I don't care about none of that. Right now, I want to know about the guy who was closest to the back that could have let somebody in, who is a part of a walk down gang who had an issue with Dolph. Okay, well, yeah, he should have been fired. And maybe he should have been charged. Maybe he will. Some more people being charged. Just 8 more people that Chief don't want to talk about this shit.
Forward with complaints against the Scorpion unit. We did just hear from John Keith Perry, the lawyer for Tadarius B. Now, he did say that his client never hit Nichols, but did he say if his client was one of the officers holding Nichols up while another officer did hit and beat him? Were you able to hear that?
Well, I wasn't able to hear his answer to that question because we were a little bit further back, but we do know what he did.
Can y'all hear? I cut the volume down. Do I need to cut the volume back up?
At the initial traffic stop, or he was not at the first scene of when Tyre Nichols was pulled over, but he arrived at
Is the volume good, or do I need to cut it back up?
Said that he was not one of the officers who participated in the beating of Tyre Nichols. Instead, he said that his client could be heard on video asking Tyre Nichols if he needed more air, if he had enough air. Now, what we did ask him was
Okay, good.
asking
Thank you.
if he needed air, we
Max.
asked him, is that equivalent to rendering aid? Because we know that these officers have also violated
Max.
the regulations and the policies for rendering aid. And
Can you
so
believe
we
I
asked,
done?
is that
I've been on live for
to
2+
rendering aid? Just
hours.
by
This
telling
y'all.
him and
This
asking
is
him,
the
can
most
he have enough
intimate
air? And
we've been.
because he wasn't
They
able to
fucked
answer that
up.
question, he did say
Yes, they
that
did.
there's
I hope
hours worth
everybody
of video
played their.
that has to be
Y'all,
viewed,
this is
but
the
he has
most
not seen
intimate
all of
we
the
have
video.
been.
He's
AunTeaFee
seen
ain't never did a
certain
live for no
video
2
that
hours.
the public has seen, but he said that to see the rest of the video, he will see that.
I think I'm in love. I think I mean, this is record breaking.
And he also said he wants justice for Tyre Nichols.
Absolutely, Brittany. I know he was also saying, it was a little bit hard to hear as you were saying, but someone asked a very important question. He kept saying,
I'm waiting for Crump to come, y'all, then we can end.
But someone also asked, did he have a responsibility to stop the other officers who were
Absolutely.
doing him? And he started to answer that. Can you tell us a little bit of what he was saying there, because it was kind of hard to hear?
Yeah, when he was answering that question, he actually kind of it not necessarily went on a tangent, but began to talk about asked the media person who asked him that question to put themselves in his shoes, where you're responding to a call, you're not sure what exactly is happening, you don't know what
He
the person
deflected.
has, you don't know what the person did.
He wasn't ready for that question.
He asked the question back of, have any of you ever arrested anyone before? And naturally, all of us said no. But he began to kind of explain what that could be like for an officer when they are responding to a call. And that was his response to that question as to
He didn't have an answer.
why not jumping in to help out or to stop the other officers. So it was kind of like a roundabout answer. So he responded by asking a question back to the media, basically saying, again, have we ever arrested anyone? Do we know what it's like to be in an officer's position and to be in a position where you may not know what the person that you're
U.S. Marshal issued a warrant for ADOLPH murder, and yet he's still able to get in and out of it. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's my whole thing. How? Before he see the judge. They always get out before day in the morning, before they see the judge. No bond, ain't paid nothing, got caught with guns. Shondell, all of that. Shondell, CEOTZ, Big Juke.
The courtroom where the 5 officers for Tyre
Absolutely.
Case investigation were, and they told me that
they get out before they see the judge. Don't even have to pay a fine. Don't have to pay get a bond, an attorney, or nothing.
We'll head out there. I do see
how.
District Attorney Steve Moore,
who ran them through the system? I've been saying that for a while.
He was the president of NAACP, the Memphis chapter. I do see the investigator and Ben Crump heading out to a side door. I'm not sure
what's that girl name? Timberney. Where? Yeah, she butted out the police. She collected that $2,000 when they wanted Burns and Taylor. He got arrested. He had a stolen car. He had a Glock with a switch on it. He had money, drugs, all of that. They let him out before he saw the judge. How? He was a convicted felon.
The family of Tyre Nichols comes out and
Shondell, how? How he keeps sliding through the crack?
Again, after those 5 fired former
officers. How he charged, but they weren't looking for him.
Yeah. They pushed it back till
Burns.
If you're just joining us.
Oh, y'all ready for a gym on that?
Including second-degree murder. And this was the first time that we have seen those 5 officers outside of.
Now y'all know Burns, Devin Burns, was with Tyre, not a CEOTZ. That they want him. They put a $2,000 reward just to talk to him. Y'all remember that? Did y'all forget about that?
The district attorney's office saying that right now their job.
Burns was arrested for shooting at Yo Got It X long time ago. Tax office Peel Sims. Y'all remember that? So that arson. Y'all, the arson here the other day, tax office, they tried to jump the girl, assaulted her at Yo Gotti's restaurant, right? Oh yeah, y'all ain't ready for that. That's too much. That's too much. I'ma hold that.
anti-gang unit that
I'm gonna hold that.
started just 2 years
That's too
ago.
much. That's too much
Strickland
information.
announcing that, I believe in the fall of 2021, saying that
I've been dropping
units
gems,
were
baby, for
supposed
real.
to help clean up.
Jewels.
They called them in hotspot neighborhoods. Now, Brittany, I was talking about Montarius Harris. He's someone who has come forward saying that he was also beaten up by the 5 officers who are
Y'all
now
remember
charged
P.O. Sims?
in Tyre Nichols' death. We have heard several other people come forward saying that
Con
they, too,
artists
had complaints against the
doing all them
unit. We did
taxes,
talk to
all
a
of
law
that,
firm,
PPP and stealing and all that type of stuff. She used to date.
and they told us
See,
that
Gotti,
these 5
y'all remember that?
since this
Y'all
case
better go
unfolded,
through
and people
AunTeaFee
claiming
archives.
that they also had run-ins with the Scorpion unit, and we heard District Attorney
And now
Steve
it's just
Boyd
an
say
attack
that a
on
lot of times when
tax
there's a
offices. I
specialized
wonder
unit,
why. That girl
lack
had
of
22
supervision,
tax
and
offices.
that can lead to these
Ooh,
units
somebody
becoming
is
overly aggressive.
laundering
A
something.
law firm said that they've never seen
Okay.
anything like
And
this
they
in
want
just
them
one
records
unit.
burnt up.
They say that this could lead to
They want what, AunTeaFee? Burnt up.
These claims
They
are
want the
proved to be
system, they
true.
want
We
it
also
all
know
gone.
that they said that they have gotten a lot of complaints from people living in Hickory Hill, Orange Mound, Whitehaven. No, those are predominantly black neighborhoods in Memphis. That law firm, the Spence law firm, said that they have gotten just numerous calls, and they've all been from black men complaining against this one unit. Now, we do know that Montarius Harris was not the only person. Again, I've just mentioned how many people. We also heard from Kadesha Towns. She says she was just trying to get a movie from a red box in Parkway Village. That's when multiple Memphis police officers responding to a shooting came up to her. You're looking at video from her encounter there. She says that's when the situation became hostile. She was later charged with resisting arrest, and her attorney, Carlos Moore, brought up Chief C.J. Davis's previous time with the Atlanta Police Department. The complaints against another organized crime.
If anybody know Jalen
in that department,
McKenzie's
Attorney Moore says that the police department
family,
handled
the
other encounters with members
guy
of
who
the
got
Scorpion
killed
unit
last,
properly,
January,
Nichols could
December.
still be alive today.
They may
A lot of
want to
those people
revisit
coming
that
forward,
case.
they're bringing lawyers,
I know AunTeaFee was
filing
hard on
lawsuits.
them,
Again, I mentioned
but in light of
damaging
everything that's
for
going
the city of
on,
Memphis, which also means it could be damaging for taxpayers.
they need to
A
revisit
certified
that.
criminal
And
trial
he was from
specialist,
Atlanta,
Lauren Ferguson, says that most lawsuits filed so far are civil suits,
visiting
meaning
his
that
his
people
family
are seeking money,
during
monetary
Thanksgiving, I think.
damages. Ferguson says that won't be a big concern.
Jalen
for the five
McKenzie, if y'all know him, their
officers
family
filing
may
charges
need
in
to
Tyre's death.
contact an
Once again,
attorney.
big concern for us because we're the
With that wig I
taxpayers.
saw, that was
Suggests
crazy.
the bigger focus for
Quentin,
police
what
officers
wig?
now is the possibility of federal charges.
What
Also
wig was
carry
Quentin?
life sentences. Again, what we saw this morning,
Quentin,
just on
what
the local
wig?
level, that's a court hearing again being pushed back to May 1st. Now, as for the city of Memphis,
I'm
it could
back,
be facing
but Wu
monetary
and Nooski
liability
got shot in the
millions
leg.
if it is proven that there was a lack of training and a pattern of police
Dude got killed in
misconduct
Whitehaven.
in this unit.
When did the dude get killed in Whitehaven?
With the current district attorney,
Yeah, I'm trying to wait for the part, but they're giving me some gems in here. Okay, I gave y'all my word. We go when Crump come, we gonna end this and let me do some research.
Lawsuits and responsibility
Little
and
dude got
liability. We're gonna
killed
go
in Whitehaven.
check back in with Brittany, who is live outside of the courtroom this morning. We've heard from a lot of people.
I know Wu. Okay, how is Nooski?
Real quick. Yeah.
How's he?
They might say something. I'm gonna tell. Let me text Dana and tell her that we're moving, just in case.
Wu got hit. He okay? What about the other
So
one?
we've just been told that
Wu all right.
Attorney
They
Ben
said
Crump
that he
and
got
Tyre
gay.
Nichols' family are actually going to do a press conference, but they're going to do it on another floor. So what we're going to do is
he
we're
looked
going to head out
familiar.
to go down to a different floor, so that way we can be there for that press conference. They're
They
not gonna
they
speak
all
to
they
us
both are live,
outside
right?
Of the courtroom, as you can imagine, it's kind of chaotic and a little not enough space. So they are moving us down to a different floor, so that way we can hear from Attorney Ben Crump and the family of Tyre Nichols shortly. So I'm gonna take it back to you, Aaron, and we're gonna head down there so
Junior
that way
Pled
we can be
2
set
weeks
up in
ago.
time for
Nooski
that
doing
press
better.
conference.
And we will check back in with you in just
He was
a
doing
moment.
bad.
Brittany, thank you for
Oh,
staying
okay.
on top of that outside of
Junior
the courtroom.
Splat,
And if
like
you are just
JoJo
joining
Splat.
us this morning, just about an hour ago now, the 5 fired
Who is
former
Junior
Memphis
Splat?
police officers charged in the death of Tyre Nichols had their first court appearance. It
Whitehaven.
only lasted about 5 minutes.
Oh, the guy in the white car, in the white van at 1 o'clock in the morning.
In a case like this, and
Lil
he
said.
pushed the next court date to May 1st. So that is
Lil
the next
Ted.
time that those officers
Is that who
will
you
be
talking
in
about?
court. And again, when they walked into the courtroom, this was the first time that we actually got to see those 5 officers outside of that video that was released just 3 weeks ago today.
I know that they luring people out.
Several of their attorneys, one representing
You know
Blake Fallon,
who
representing
they
Desmond
said
Mills, as
killed
well as John
Junior.
Keith Perry, who represents
Right.
Tadarius Bean. From those
See,
two attorneys, they're also asking, while they did show remorse for Tyre Nichols' family, they say that they're also asking for justice for their clients. Blake Fallon saying his client.
Did they
Desmond
ever
Mills, is
find the
pleading
boy
not
that was
guilty.
kidnapped
John
from
Keith Perry
EBG?
saying that he said his client Tadarius Bean never hit Nichols. Those are just
The
some
little
of the new
said,
things
and
that
then
we've
the
heard on
little
this
Ted
case. Again,
got
we just
lured
saw
out
about an
last
hour
week
worth of video about 3 weeks ago.
due to the tax office
But
caught
we
on
report
camera.
that there were at least 20 hours of video
Uh-huh.
and discovery and
Cheese dollar
information and
as CEO.
evidence when it comes
Okay.
to this
I'm gonna
case.
have to.
But again, February
No.
17th, the first time we have seen those officers in court, but it has taken a
The
while
Junior
since
Splat.
that
Okay, I'm gonna have to
January
read this. Now I'm getting
7th day
confused.
to get to here. So let's take a look at
Who
everything that
is
has happened
dead?
within that time. On January 7th,
Oh, you talking
pulled
about
over Tyre Nichols near Rains and Ross
the one
Road
that
in
was
Hickory Hill.
tormented.
They said he was driving
Yeah, the family
recklessly.
thinks he's dead.
During
Yeah.
a first encounter, video shows officers yanking Nichols out of the car and throwing him on the ground. Nichols then runs away. Video shows the officers catching up to him near Castlegate and Bear Creek, then beating him. It took
Yeah,
several hours before medics found
Quincy, we
Nichols,
just trying to make
then
sure
ambulance took him to
that
the
you're not
hospital.
talking about Wu
Nichols then
or
spent the next 3
Newski.
days on life support in the hospital.
That's what she's
On
wanting to
January
know.
10th, 3 days after his traffic stop,
But you
the
talking about Lil
Tennessee
Said,
Drug
right?
Investigation announced Nichols died from his
EBG,
injuries.
Lil Said.
More than a week later, on January 18th, the Department of Justice announced its civil rights investigation into Tyre Nichols' death. Then on Friday, January 20th, Memphis police named and fired 5 officers involved.
Junior
On
Splat
Monday, the
is
23rd,
KSBG, and he
Grandma's
is
autopsy
dead.
report revealed
He got
Nichols
spent
died from
Big
extensive
30.
bleeding caused by a severe beating.
Okay, so when did
Happened
Junior
the
Splat
same
get
day
killed?
The family viewed the video.
You
of
know,
the
Big
beating.
30 had been
On
kind of
January
quiet.
26th, nearly 3 weeks
I was
after the
wondering
initial
about
traffic
him.
stop, the
I
5
was
officers
he had gotten
involved
too
now
quiet. I didn't know
arrested
if he
and charged.
had a
4
little
days
talk
later,
with
on
Jesus
January
and
30th, MPD releasing the name
was
of a
trying to
6th
repent
officer
after
involved, who's now
Big
fired.
Newski.
February 1st, Tyre Nichols' family laid him to rest.
He been quiet, so he been
We have
active.
spent a lot of this
He just
morning
been
talking
quietly
about the
active.
officers, but I do
He
know
he
that we
he
have
stopped
that video of Tyre
self
Nichols'
snitching.
recording. Can we get that up on
Oh,
screen?
okay, because they
We
had
can
that
tell
bad.
that
They've been
Super
trying to be cool with the no self
person,
snitching,
unfortunately, is no longer with us.
but
This is Tyre Nichols, just
they
29
started
years
doing
old. His mother,
unusual
Rowan
stuff that
Wells, said he
AunTeaFee was able to
coming
pick up
from
on.
Shelby Farms when that traffic stop happened. It was one of his
Yeah, he
favorite
said,
places in
Lil
the
Said.
city. He was actually from Sacramento, born in Sacramento. He had moved down to Memphis with his parents.
Yeah,
Ron
and see,
Rodney Wells. During the
whether
pandemic,
we want to believe it or
Tyre
not,
worked to
Black
provide
Youngster
life for
was
him and
making a
his son,
statement.
just 4
And he was
years
checking
old.
in
His mother saying
when
he
he was
loved
looked
his
like he was down in some underground little hideout spot last night that I posted. Looked like it wasn't no ceiling. Like he had to damn near crawl to get in there. He was slumped out over. He was letting somebody know he made it out. He was safe. He hopped out and said surprise. So somebody thought that they had got him. That's what I took from what Black Youngster did. It's like, nigga, where you at? Why you hunched over? What in the world? That little, like, what's that guy that Taliban guy that Bin Laden? Like you in some underground cave somewhere that don't have no ceiling. That's what he looked like. And he looked like he marked himself as safe. That's what I got.
Nichols being yanked out of the car.
After I started seeing all them subliminals online yesterday. Y'all been telling y'all it is a war. It is a killing spree. Y'all gonna believe AunTeaFee in a minute. Mention, baby, we sip good tea over here. AunTeaFee been dropping these type of jewels.
Tyre Nichols, the 29-year-old. love skateboarding, love the
Yeah, let's take a
49ers,
sip.
because again, from Sacramento.
Come
Also,
on,
was a
Ben.
father,
AunTeaFee gotta
a
go.
brother.
So she
All
has
of his
immunity
family
in
was
Memphis.
in for that funeral that
Yeah.
happened just
My
2
understanding,
weeks
she
ago.
probably do have that
Now,
qualified
that
immunity.
also brings us
That's why
to
she could send
today.
them out to
Again,
do the
that
dirty
is
work
all 3
as long as they don't
sides
get
in
caught.
court. All 5
She got
officers
immunity. So
involved
them,
in
just
Tyre
like
Nichols' death.
Atlanta had
But
them
again,
10
under that
lawsuits, Memphis
Scorpion
finna
unit
have them
is part
too.
of the Memphis Police Department.
And
It's
she would
supposed
not
to
be
an
able to
anti-gang
be
unit in
tried.
hot spots, but from what we've heard from several people who've had run-ins with them,
Qualified immunity.
as DA Mulroy said, that these specialized units can lack supervision and can become overly aggressive, and a lot of people are starting to come forward saying that that was the case with them and this unit. Again, that has lawyers saying that because of what's happened with these 5 officers and being in court today, that means that a lot of these cases that these officers
Could get thrown out.
well, they could be up for review. They could be subject to lawsuits.
And dismissal.
The city is going to have to pay up millions. And if you think about it, that could have a tumble down effect to taxpayers having to pay up millions because of this unit. And a lot has come out.
And who fault is that? The mayor
Davis
and
on
Chief
the line,
Davis.
because
Absolutely.
she also jump-started this unit. It's very similar to one that she had in Atlanta that was also shut down. Again, Mayor's been
She in trouble.
announcing the start of the Scorpion unit in the fall, I said earlier, but November 12th, 2021, that is when the officers of the Scorpion unit hit the streets for the very first time. A Scorpion, if you're not familiar, it's an acronym. It stands for Street Crimes Operation to Restore Peace. The purpose, again, supposed to focus on reducing violent crimes. It was the homicides, the carjackings that we have heard and talked about and unfortunately seen or maybe even been witness to in Memphis all too often. It was supposed to be in hotspot areas or high crime areas throughout the city. But from what we have seen from people coming forward, it seems that those neighborhoods have been in predominantly Black neighborhoods. We don't know a lot about it, the training that comes with this unit or the requirements to be in the Scorpion unit. What we do know though is Chief Davis did run that similar unit in Atlanta, and it was called the Red Dog Unit, another specialized unit, again, that is disbanded. Now, we have talked a lot about the 5 officers there, and we also know there was a 6th officer who was on
Oh, they give her more
now,
information, y'all.
he isn't in court today, but he is fired. They also say that he was the one that initially deployed his taser at Tyre Nichols. If you watch that really horrifying video, in that first video, he deployed his taser while Tyre was running away into oncoming traffic, got in trouble for that. We're not sure when his first court date will be, but again, we will continue to keep you updated on that. We have talked a lot about the Scorpion unit. Hemphill was part of that as well with those 5 officers. They have been facing several allegations and complaints beyond Tyre Nichols' death. Also in court today, Montarius Harris. If you had joined us earlier, you heard Brittany talking a lot about him. She actually spoke to him earlier. Now, Montarius Harris, he is a young man who says he too was a victim of these specific 5 officers who were in court today. We also have heard in the past few weeks from Khadijah Towns. She says she was just trying to get a movie from a red box in Parkway Village, and that's when multiple Memphis
Y'all, please hit the like button.
to a shooting came up to her. We actually have video of when she said
I need 11 more likes,
please.
please.
Hostile. Not sure if we have it, but she says she was later charged with resisting arrest. Her attorney, Carlos Moore, bringing up again that Chief C.J. Davis previous time in Atlanta with the Red Dog Unit and the complaints against another organized crime unit that she started there, the Red Dog Unit. Attorney Moore says if he believes if the police department had handled other encounters with members of the Scorpion unit properly, Tyre Nichols could still be alive today. Going back to Montarius Harris, Brittany's been staying on top of his case. He is actually supposed to be in court today because of the charges he's facing in relation to the Scorpion unit, but that is just an example. Who knows what will happen with his case, because the officers who he said arrested him, who he said harassed him, are these 5 former officers who are also in court today. So does this mean now that all of their cases are going to be looked at, possibly dismissed or overturned? That would include Harris's and several others, and that could bring lawsuits against the police department, the city. We already know that a lot of them are hiring lawyers and filing lawsuits. We did speak to certified criminal trial specialist Claiborne Ferguson. He says that most of the lawsuits right now that have been filed are civil suits, meaning that the people are just seeking monetary damages. But Ferguson says that won't be a big concern for the 5 former officers charged in Nichols' death. He does suggest the bigger focus for them now is the possibility of federal charges after they go through the court case here on the local level. Those federal charges, they could carry life sentences for these men. As for the city of Memphis, again, it could be facing a lot of money on the line, liable and millions if it is proven that there was a lack of training and pattern of police misconduct.
There's the potential with the current district attorney that if they find a pattern, a reoccurring pattern of abuse, that they may want to go back and review some of the convictions. And looking at the body cams, it should be pretty easy to determine whether or not there was a course of conduct.
Oh, yeah, it's a course of conduct. Misconduct.
To the community of Memphis.
Unfolding, we've been seeing activists take to the streets, numerous protests in the weeks since his death, the weeks since the video was released. Again, that was just 3 weeks ago. Very tough video to watch, but activists have been coming to all of the court cases or court hearings, press conferences, speaking out. We heard some of the defense attorneys speaking earlier about their clients.
I wonder if they're going to bring Crump back up.
Accountable.
I had got blocked, but I'm
and some of the
from.
things that they were saying.
You
And
got
then
blocked
you
from where?
are just
I don't have any. I don't have
joining
anybody.
those 5 former
If
officers
what you
this
said
morning
may have been
about
blocked by
how it started pretty promptly on
YouTube.
time, only lasted about
Yeah, I don't
5
have
minutes
any
to get
moderators
back
to
to
block you, and I'm
completion,
holding.
pushing back the court
I'm
date,
holding a
until
tablet
the
as I'm
1st.
recording,
We were supposed to hear
so I'm
how
nowhere
those officers were pleading in this case.
where I can block.
We only know right
If you
now,
see that
right
no
now,
one has
Desmond Mills says that his
nobody
client
has
is pleading not
a
guilty.
ranch. I don't have
He's saying that
moderators
he wants justice for
because
Tyre's
I don't
family,
typically
but also
normally
justice
don't
for
go
his
live.
client. We also know that
That
John
block,
Keith
but I'm
Perry
from.
is one of the defense attorneys for Tadarius Bean. He's one
Oh,
that
okay, I'm so,
activists
yeah,
were
I don't
really
YouTube doing
talking
it.
to outside of that courtroom earlier today. He came
I've
out
been
saying his
standing,
client is
Quincy, for
innocent
2
until
hours
proven
and
guilty. He also
39
said
minutes
that
holding
there's
this
a lot of
tablet for you
accusations out
and
there
you
about his client.
and you.
His client was just
You're gonna
told
look.
that
No,
he
I'm
was
just
never
playing.
part of the first arrest and that his client came to the second scene.
Woo! Oh
He
yeah.
said his
No,
client never
I ain't
hit
blocking.
Nichols. Our crew on the scene did ask, but he didn't stop Nichols from being beaten. Does that hold him liable? The attorney couldn't really answer that question. He says that
Okay,
Nichols'
I'll
due
check. He was
process is
15.
not
I'll
being
check it
placed
out.
properly with his client,
February
against
10th.
Tadarius Bean. He also said
In Whitehaven.
that Bean did help Nichols.
Now
because
who
Nichols
does
could sit
KB
up and fight with some
KCB
air.
have beef
He
with?
then asked if that counts as administering aid.
Who are they fighting,
Clear
arguing,
on his
shooting
answer
with?
that one either, but he said that his client Tadarius Bean again was never on that first scene. Now we've also heard from the district attorney's office. We heard from a representative who was expressing how important it is that evidence is preserved in this case. 3 weeks ago today, we saw that horrific video. That was just about an hour of video. But they say there are 20 hours of video in this case that have yet to be released. That is the evidence that they are trying to preserve, the evidence that will surely be coming out as this case goes to trial in the weeks to come. The defense attorney saying that they haven't seen all of that video yet. They said, we'll see it when the public sees it. So again, we also heard from district
He
attorney
makes the
Steve
most money,
Mulroy.
of course, of
He was
Smith,
talking
right?
about the
Is he
level of
related to
reform we've been
Lieutenant
hearing
Dwayne Smith?
from our
Is he related
county
to
council,
Cornelia
city
Smith?
council. A
Is
lot
he
of our
related
election
to
officials now looking at
Lamigo?
ways to reform the Memphis Police Department and policing in Memphis and the Mid-South in general. But District Attorney Steve Mulroy was talking about these specialized units. Again, these 5 officers on your screen right now, part of the Scorpion unit. It was an anti-gang unit, but he says these specialized units can lack supervision. That's something they're looking into, the training, the supervision in these units. He says these specialized units can become overly aggressive, and that is what we saw on that video, he says, and he says that is something that they're looking into. Earlier, the day that the video was released, Chief C.J. Davis got on and told us that she was not called about this until 4 that morning. Again, we know that the initial traffic stop happened around 8. We are also being told that the family of Tyre Nichols, Rovan, and Rodney Wells and Ben Crump are holding that press
Okay,
conference
y'all.
and waiting to hear. So we're gonna listen in now.
And we gonna leave after this. I gotta go find some more good tea. Please like, share, subscribe, and join the membership. Please share this video. A lot of gems have been dropped. Yeah, saw that tax office mess. Yeah, but PSN, yeah, because I brought up Mr. White, the guy who owned the strip where Makita's is. Mr. White, that tax office is across the street. PSN, so they out. It's full circle, baby. That's all AunTeaFee gonna say. I put that video up. I do have an upload about that too. Because CMG name was brought up in that first fire, tax office fire. They assaulted the girl at his restaurant. It's full circle. Them feds got them spooked. They trying to get rid of evidence. Y'all ain't figured that out yet? They trying to kill off evidence. Burning up fake PPP, fake taxes, all that fake laundering. That girl had 22. Memphis ain't that damn big for you to have 22 tax offices. I'm going to leave that right there. 22? Oh, okay.
Is everyone ready? Okay. Good morning. I'm Attorney Ben Crump, along with Attorney Tony Raminucci, Judge Ernestine Doris.
Yeah, you're right, Sabrina. A lot is going on.
Also the president of the
But it's full circle, though. It's organized crime.
Kareem Ali, my investigator, and our legal team, we have the honor of representing the family of Tyre Nichols. Present with us is his family members, in particularly his mother, Rovan Wells, and his father, Rodney Wells, who will give very brief statements this morning in the aftermath of the arraignment of the 5 officers that have been indicted for the murder of Tyre Nichols. Also, it's important to note that
And that means they messed up trying to get somebody on alive before they arrested that one. Yep.
Today in the proceeding, but it was a very informative day as we move closer to justice. And our legal team and the family of Tyre Nichols wish to express gratitude to District Attorney Steve Mulroy, Paul Hagerman, and the entire District Attorney's team, who is charged with prosecuting this matter on behalf of Tyre Nichols, as they do with every citizen in this jurisdiction.
I just posted this yesterday. Anita's Paradise. Hi, Anita. What did you post yesterday?
To try to dispel some of these rumors and innuendo that we keep being bombarded about.
How did you post this yesterday and it didn't happen? What do you?
We are aware that there were photographs
Okay.
that were taken and none of them
What are you
were
talking about? Clear that up, cause
sent to all of these
This is live. So what did you post yesterday?
in the
Are you trying
social media
to?
world. The family is dealing with enough grieving the death of Tyre and their brave fight for justice.
Did you hit the like button?
To deal with all these
Please.
salacious rumors. I know in George Floyd they had to deal with them talking about Chauvin knew somebody who George Floyd knew, and that was the reason he kept his knee on his neck. And then in Botham Jean's case, who was killed in the apartment by the white policewoman, they alleged that they were having some kind of affair, which all were bogus and untrue. And just like with Tyre Nichols, all these rumors that are circulating are bogus and untrue because we have the text messages.
They got him. It was not about a female.
Verify exactly who those pictures were sent to. And so what we want to remain laser focused on is getting justice for Tyre Nichols and being able to define the legacy of Tyre Nichols. And the people who are most appropriate to do that is his mother and
Miss Annie,
their family.
if you get a chance,
So
please
you're gonna
go
hear
fact
from
check me on MPD
Rodney
Martin
Wells,
and Hernandez.
and
Okay,
we're
I
gonna
will.
Introduce Miss
When I end this live, go to the comments section and put that comment in the comment section, so I'll have a reference to you.
for this arraignment of the
Okay.
former Memphis police
Mentions.
officers who are charged with murdering Tyre Nichols.
Put it in the
And I
comment
think
section.
It's important to note that even though we want everybody to get due process, we are champions for equal justice and due process. But as Police Chief Davis said, Judge Doyce, it's important that we take swift action. It's important that we move swiftly towards justice. So we don't want there to be any unnecessary delays in prosecuting this case with respect to everybody having their day in court. Those officers get to have their day in court, but my God, Ravon Wells and Rodney Wells get to have their day in court. And we don't want this to be forever. We got video. When people in our community do something on video, it don't take a long time to prosecute them, right, Attorney Turner? It don't take a long time. And so, first you will hear from Mr. Rodney Wells, the father of Tyre Nichols.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rodney Wells.
Ooh, my body aching.
I had to be here today to make sure that justice gets done for our son. This is a glorious day. This is the beginning of the process.
Thank God it is not taking a long time.
The statement's going to be very short, and I'm just glad to be here. Our family's glad to be here, and I appreciate everybody coming out.
They're not going to want to linger this on for no long time.
From Tyre's mother, Miss Ravon Wells.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. As my husband stated, this is the beginning of the process. We're going to be here at every court date so that they can know that we're here. They need to, I don't know, I feel, it's funny because I feel very numb right now. I feel very numb, and I'm waiting for this nightmare, basically, that I'm going through right now. I'm waiting for somebody to wake me up, right? I'm really waiting for somebody to wake me up. But I also know that's not going to happen, okay? I know my son is gone. I know I'll never see him again. But we have to start this process of justice right now. And I want each and every one of those police officers to be able to look me in the face. They haven't done that yet. They couldn't even do that today. They didn't even have the courage to look at me in my face after what they did to my son. So they're gonna see me at every court date, everyone.
Exactly.
And, until we get justice for my son.
Amen. Hold up.
And so.
Shut him down, Crump.
And
Shut him down.
note the choice of words that Robin used. As she told Judge Dorsey and us, they didn't have the courage to look me in my face. Not dignity to look me in my face, because when you look at the video, there was no dignity there. But they didn't even have the courage to look at her in her face, and that's what she came to the courtroom to see today. Them look her in her face, eye to eye. How could you do this to my son? Okay. Hold. No. Wait. Are you finished?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll take a few questions.
What did you think when you had the one not guilty?
Well, sir, they're gonna say that. You know, that's a procedure that everyone's gonna say and do. I'm gonna leave it up to the district attorney's office and to get them prosecuted and everything, and then they'll find them not guilty. They'll find them guilty, I should say. So them saying they're not guilty, that's a preliminary thing. Everybody's gonna say that. And I was expecting it, so it wasn't nothing new.
Okay. Judge Ernestine Dorsey is gonna make some remarks before we continue the questions. Judge Dorsey says,
retired Judge Ernestine Hunt Dorsey, and let's not get me out of place, because I want you to know that the process is the process, and I'm about transparency, so that's the first thing I have to tell you. I was retired, but
Happy Friday, hey, okay, they same to you, a wildflower, hey.
and the state still interested in what's happening in our community, and especially in the prosecution of this case, because this case is a case that's pretty much going to be a cornerstone. You know, when the builders start rejecting stones, but this is going to be a cornerstone that the builders would not be able to reject. So that is what I see, and the process is.
Yeah.
Can you lay out what you think the next year will be in terms of this case? So the next hearing is in May, and then what is the next?
I can only do it. I mean, I've been a trial lawyer, and I can tell you the process. It's not.
Are there icons that have a skateboard on it, y'all? Can somebody check and see if they had a skateboard? And we can put some skateboards and some dolphins in the chat. Is there anything that's pertaining to a skateboard that could be a representation of Tyre as an icon? Can somebody check that for me so we can flood the chat before we leave with skateboards first and then dolphins?
Steve, we know, like in George Floyd's case and Ahmaud
Anita's going down. Gonna take time.
Federal charges.
Yeah, that tape.
And so we want.
If they smart, they better plea. They better try to take a plea. Well, that's what Nichols is trying to do. Not Nichols, Smith. That Justin Smith. He already gave a statement and started crying. I wasn't supposed to even be there. My knee was hurt, you know.
We know in George Floyd's tragic killing that those officers were prosecuted. The hope is that we have a blueprint going forward on all these tragedies. Before we take
Long live Tyre. Long live Dolph. I'm praying for protection for Marcus.
Mr. Rodman Wells for his courage. It takes a lot to sit there in the courtroom and to face individuals who took actions that they did not have to take. Nothing that evening that we saw, or that you saw, provoked them to do what they did to Tyre Nichols. And here we have a family, we have a son that's lost a father, and we just, we feel their pain, and we're going to be here with them throughout the way. But let's also understand that this case is going to be a landmark decision, but it also needs to lead to policy. How do we stop this from happening again? the state needs to pass the Tyre Nichols Police Reform Act.
Absolutely.
We need the governor to sign the bill.
Absolutely.
The governor, Bill Lee, needs to stand
Expeditiously.
up. We want the thoughts, we want the prayers, but we want action. Amen. We want this bill passed right now. The Tyre Nichols Police Reform Act. We want them to withdraw the bill to get rid of clerk. The Citizen Law Enforcement Review Board is what we have. That's the citizens' eyes over law enforcement. The police can't continue to police themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So if we are really serious about justice,
the time is now.
We want to make sure that there's a swift prosecution and that these guys serve the time for what they did, and we want to make sure that there's swift action at the Tennessee legislature with passing this bill, and we want them to immediately withdraw the bill that would undo clerk right now, today. We want them to withdraw that bill because that's the citizens' eyes over law enforcement. We're going to continue to pray for this family, and we're going to continue to say justice for Tyre.
Justice for Tyre.
Thank you so much, President Turner, for your leadership. You good? Good. Okay.
Mr. Bond, since January 7th, your life has been completely upended. Your family's been scrutinized. The whole world has been watching your family. But you've responded with grace and compassion that you owe no one. So I wanted to ask you, what's holding you together right now, and what is sustaining both you and Mr. Wells?
The only thing I can tell you is the prayer. I have
the prayer of the righteous.
People reached
Please,
out to
because
me
I
from
want to
all
know
over the
about
world.
Wu.
I have received sympathy cards from people that I don't even know. People are praying for our family.
And don't hire no more chiefs
God is what's holding
that
us
can't.
up. And the fact that
Yeah, and do a thorough background check on them. See if they've been a part of another organized crime that got shut down in their city for harassing and torturing and sodomizing citizens. A 90-plus-year-old lady got killed under Chief Davis in Atlanta with the Red Dogs.
stay as strong as I can for my other children.
Why, really? It's always an excuse. Yeah. It's crazy.
Currently, this isn't the first time that
It tried me again, y'all.
But we just wanted to dispel the rumors that the family were being bombarded with, and they didn't want to have to deal with that additional trauma and drama. So we want to clear that up once and for all. We do not, but they know. Yeah.
Can you elaborate on the findings of your internal or independent autopsy results, specifically related to any substances being in those officers?
Yeah, please hit the like button.
No, we don't have the
I need
toxicology yet,
7
but
more
we
likes.
are confident that Tyre was not under any kind of
They need to keep doing what
intoxication or
they're doing and
anything like
stay
that.
low.
You know,
Yeah,
Mr.
but
Ron and
they
Rodney,
hunt them down though,
they know
Deborah.
Tyre what kind of person he
They
was.
are trying to
Who
hunt him
Tyre
down.
was
There's
what you saw in that
a
video.
bag on a
While
couple of them
everybody else
head.
was escalating it using excessive force, Tyre was de-escalating, trying to do everything in his power to remain calm. That's who Tyre Nichols was.
Actually, that also, piggybacking off of that, we know that the incident report that was authored that night does not line up exactly with
my
reality.
feet
One
hurt.
of those quotes from that report says that the officers came in contact with you that you thought your son's drink might have been spiked. Was that a fabrication?
Taken out of context.
Something taken out of context.
And so the prosecutor will deal with all of that.
Yeah, I can't go any further with it, but it was taken out of context.
Completely out of context. Completely taken out of context. We think that from the beginning it was a conspiracy to cover up this murder.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, they did say that. We don't know.
You see,
when,
Crump ain't saying that he think CJ doing a good job now. He said it the last time. He didn't know that there was really some serious corruptions and that some of her people, lieutenants, was involved. It's a cover up. It's full circle.
Her son will be held accountable, and we will leave that for the prosecutors.
Mr. Crump,
what is the timing of any civil litigation against the city of Memphis?
Well, we're trying to get the completed autopsy report in our hands, but we will be seeking full justice for Tyre Nichols. That is criminal culpability, civil accountability, and as my
y'all share this live,
said,
please.
policy.
Tyre Nichols' mother's holding emotional press conference. Oh, yeah.
Getting justice for Tyre isn't about just having accountability of these officers. It's about trying to prevent anybody else from being killed in this manner. One last
Absolutely.
question, ma'am. No, I didn't see the text. They told us about the text, and they told us that all of this stuff that is rampant out there on social media is completely untrue. It's bogus, and they know that the text messages who they went to had nothing to do with all this stuff that
it had everything to do with in-house mob
some of you have reported.
And the police department.
And the only reason that they thought it was important, and I think it's important to speak to, so they will quit
lying,
harassing the family over this ancillary matter, has nothing to do with the reason why this happened to Tyre Nichols. This Scorpion unit had a pattern and practice of doing this to black people in Memphis.
It was an inside job.
No further than that. We talk about these special police units or these proactive policing, and they do this stuff in marginalized communities of color where they trample on the constitutional rights and human rights of black and brown citizens. They don't do that.
I'm going to say it again. They thought they had Marcus.
Citizens. That is why Tyre Nichols was killed. Because
and that's why he shared those videos. He thought he was going to collect on the bounty.
Thank you.
Mr. President, I live in the city of Memphis. A lot of Memphians are concerned that these officers are still on the street. A lot of these officers are still on the street. I mean, they've been rearranged. What do you...
Okay, y'all.
From Attorney Ben Crump.
Okay, y'all.
Tyre Nichols, Rovan,
it has been a good. That's exactly what happened. Yep. you convinced now, ain't you? Mentions. That's exactly what happened. Yes, he is a casualty of a mistake in identity. They thought that they had Marcus Thornton. That was why they beat him. Unnecessary. It was just overkill. They was trying to kill the ADOLPH case. That's what the over beating, stomping, kicking, tasing, all of that was about. They thought they had Marcus. You know, there is no, and that it would also make sense to why Haley sent pictures. They set him up like it was a mob, like it was a hit, and you had to take a picture of the person that the hit was on and send it to the person who dropped the bag so that you could collect. That's what that was. And he sent it to a Lieutenant, Dwayne Smith, who came up to the scene, stood there, did nothing, rendered no aid. He sent it to two other MPDs, somebody who works inside MPD, and I can't remember who the last person was, but he sent majority of those pictures to cops and a lieutenant who has been removed of duty that she don't want to talk about, and his last name is Smith, and Justin Smith contacted him, and that's why when he said that he didn't want to, he paused before he called to render aid, sent for help or whatever. He had to get that okay from Lieutenant Smith. Now, what their relation is, we don't know, but we do know that there is a Cornelius Smith who been getting raw treatment up in there. He able to go to the beauty shop. He get Burger King bags. He been eating up a storm. He look like he every bit of 9 months pregnant. His nose done spread and everything. He getting special treatment, special privileges. His last name is Smith. We also know the Grove hero named what's his name? Black youngster, Big 30, not Big 30, Big Juke, and Lil Migo. We know that Lil Migo real last name is what? Smith. All I'm saying is connect the dots, y'all. Somebody inside MPD is on CMG's True Mafia payroll. Hernandez, Orange Mountain Quet, is tied to True Mafia. His daughter, Lotta Cash Desto, funded True Mafia. We know that True Mafia and the Walk Down Gang are an assassination crew. They are the 2-car crew, Jump Out in Black with Assault Rifles crew. That's Walk Down Gang and True Mafia. Okay? We've been here for a while, y'all. I ain't gonna sing us out because AunTeaFee back and feet killing me. Ain't had no water. Whew, she is hungry. Thank you for the super chat. Thank y'all. Can you please hit the like button on the way out? Please share this video because AunTeaFee and her guests and subscribers, new subscribers, hopefully members, dropped some gems, y'all. It was a lot of gems in this chat. So please share this. Y'all keep the Nichols family in y'all prayer and ask for a special type. If your heart is right now, we don't want everybody praying, but we want to ask for a special fence of protection to be put around Marcus because it looked like they thought that they had Marcus Thornton. It was not about a female. Ben Crump just knocked all of that down. They know exactly who he sent them pictures to. Okay? Okay, y'all. Until next time, y'all have a great remaining day. If something tremendous pop out, because AunTeaFee normally don't go live like this, y'all have gotten me. Ooh, baby, we have spent some time together today. We know each other a little better, don't we? Y'all, until next time. Oh, yeah, I'm finna upload, because I was supposed to come out yesterday. So if it starts saying good morning or hey, y'all, whatever time it says, please know that it was pre-recorded and was supposed to come out yesterday. I'm finna let that go while this finishes its process, okay? So until next time, y'all have a good one. I'm signing out. Mwah. AunTeaFee about the facts. Facts, facts, facts. Facts.